He was buried in an avalanche of online public shame, but the lawyers couldn't hold him anymore. While the legal system grinds, all the things upon his mind must be spoken of like did he love the ending of Infinity War.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of... Did I do it right? Yes! Fandumb! Wow, guys, I did 2 graphics in a row. I'm getting real good at this. Holy moly. And I'm back live. Woohoo! We're live. We're a little later than usual. Sorry if that's hot. I'm adjusting my levels. We're here a little later because I just saw Hustlers, guys. I saw Hustlers with J-Lo, and I'm going to talk about that along with a bunch of other stuff. Here with my good buddies, Adon and Ian. Welcome, guys. Slide over a bit, Ian. I didn't. Other way. That way. That. Yeah. You got you. You about to hustle him? You giving him a? Oh, I got to turn your mics on. You about to give him a dance?
No, not gonna get. But you said the magic word, J-Lo. That is one person I will leave my girlfriend for.
Wow. Poor
Is she watching this right now?
I hope not. Sorry, I apologize, Toddy. I was just kidding.
She looks good in the movie. She gives a good performance. But man, she does the intro her shot with a dance scene. That's I could tell all the women, everybody in the audience was like, "Damn!" She did a really great job. So welcome everybody. I think I got this working now. Woohoo! I can see all your chats coming in. Thanks so much for watching. I got some of my. I don't have some of this up ready. I'm gonna have to do this while we talk. But so excited to be here to talk live. The way this talks works is we're gonna talk some news. And then we're going to talk with you. You guys can put your questions down in the comments as we watch. You can also super chat. Make sure I see your chats. That helps support the channel and all the projects we have brewing. So thank you so much for joining us later on a Thursday. Sorry it's a little later. But Adon, Ian, what's up with you guys?
Oh, snap, man. Well, I was working on some content before I got here. But other than that, just working my butt off.
Oh, good.
Me just working, reading up on my old Avengers, trying to catch up on who this Black Knight guy is. But that's it. Just same old, being a geek, watching anime, reading comics, and I
think we're all
know everything.
We're all just waiting for the Joker movie, honestly.
Well, I'm on a countdown for that.
I'm glad you said that because I'm trying to pull up the article because I thought I had this ready, but of course I every time I'm ready, I'm always missing something. But here this is what it is. This story really bugged me because I haven't seen the movie yet. But it seems that we can't go into a movie nowadays without somebody spoiling it. Oh, no. But this is the headline, so I guess I'll spoil it for all you guys, but it's all over the news. I don't know how you avoid it. But now every critic and every blog's going to say, no, Joaquin's Phoenix Joker won't meet Robert Pattinson's Batman. Like, why make this a story? It's all over. It's and so anyway, the director of the Batman says, no, definitely not. Will we ever see the two together? Will Phoenix's Joker and Pattinson's Batman meet anytime soon? No, definitely not. Look, then there was a little bit of and then he even went on to say, I don't see it connecting to anything in the future. This is just a movie. And what frustrates me is I was hoping to go in like maybe they'll do some sort of tease. Who knows? Yeah. It's nice to walk into a movie and not be surprised. But now, well, it's not a spoiler because they're not together, but that's kind of a spoiler, is it not?
It is.
It's obviously a spoiler. I mean, but honestly, like before all the trailers came out, didn't they actually say like this is supposed to be a standalone movie on its own?
Yeah, no connecting universe and stuff like that. Yeah, I remember them saying something like that.
Well, but that's weird because that's not actually true. He did say, in fact, I'm looking this up as we go. What's his name? Todd Phillips.
Todd Phillips, yep.
Joker sequel. If I do it, I want to quote him because he didn't actually say that. He said, oh yeah, here it was. It was on IndieWire. I knew I wasn't lying to you guys. He's already eyeing a sequel if Joaquin Phoenix is willing to do it. And he went on in record and said, you know what? If you guys could think of something, we have a feeling. I have a feeling that he and I could think of something pretty cool. And he went on to say, it depends if people show up. One thing I will tell you, I would do anything with Joaquin Phoenix any day of the week. There's nobody like him. If he was willing to do it, and if people show up to this movie, and Warner's came to us and said, you know what, if you guys could think of something, well, I have a feeling that he and I could think of something pretty cool. So where I'm at is like, is he lying? Is Batman in this movie? Is this all just sort of a fake out?
No, I thought this was like gonna be way before Batman, like how they introduced it. At least that's what I got in the trailers. But Robert Pattinson. Is it Patterson?
Pattinson. Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Sparkles.
He's no longer sparkly.
I actually had this theory that Batman wasn't in the movie regardless, because I wanted it to be like, this guy's not the actual Joker. He's a being of the Joker that maybe inspired
The real Joker.
The real Joker, yeah.
Ooh, that's a good
Still could
concept
happen.
too.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe
Still could. You could have just spoiled a really cool twist. Thanks
I mean,
for
Exactly.
that's just a
that.
guess.
The
That's
entire
just, I don't
fandom
know.
watches the movie and they're like, "Oh my god!"
That'd be cool though, but no, I don't know. I don't have any Hollywood information.
We're out of Hollywood. That's the beauty of it.
absolutely,
We're Popcorn Planet, the scorched earth of Hollywood.
Real talk.
But the Rotten Tomatoes score is
Looking
better,
good.
78% at 81 reviews. There are some bad apples in there. Just I don't know. As Hannah Arendt saw banality and the supposed evil of the Nazi Adolf Eichmann, I see in Joker an attempt to elevate nerdy revenge to the plane of myth. That's scary on a lot of different levels. I mean, that's just too smart and crazy and hidey-tidy for me.
It's a little bit, yeah.
Sorry. This predictable brand of cold-hearted cynicism is not worth your time, seriously.
Oh,
Thanks,
great.
Mara. You know what? You win, Mara. I'm not going to go see a movie since you told me that.
Thanks, Mara.
The first uncompromising American film since First Reformed. I mean, this is not some crazy little superhero movie. These are
Yeah.
deep reviews and crazy
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
There's plenty about Joker that makes it always compelling and watchable. Joker looks for human decency rather than I can't say that word.
Anarchy.
Anarchic.
No.
Anarchic.
I think they just didn't do the word right.
Anorexic. Anorexic?
I don't think it's
Anarchic.
anorexic.
Wish fulfillment. Joker will truly change how we view comic book films.
Ooh.
And is one of the best origin films ever made. Joker is truly disturbing, terrifying commentary on our current society. Joaquin Phoenix delivers a chilling performance that everyone will remember.
I like that review.
And a movie that with a message, this one hammers home again and again, feels too volatile and frankly too scary to separate from the very real violence committed by young men like Joaquin Phoenix, Arthur Fleck, in America almost every day. This is where I'm really annoyed. It's like we're now in this new overly sensitive world where we can't make movies that are scary or daring or push the buttons because it's going to inspire violence. And it's just really, really weird how we're turning into our parents and just trying to protect the whole world of just like, no, Timmy, you can't go see the Joker because it might inspire you to kill somebody.
Oh, God.
What is going on with the world today?
I don't know, but I feel like Rotten Tomatoes' credibility has already been like questioned after the Dave Chappelle stand-up.
Yeah.
Well, that and like you got. I always wait until the fans or not the fans, the audience watches it, and then that's where I really stand
for
by
sure.
it.
Yeah.
But like honestly, in that comment about the violence in TV and all that jazz, we've passed the decades where that would have been really more noticeable.
Oh, shit.
Because like anybody watches like old '80s films,
Right.
and '70s films, that stuff was way more violent.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Taxi Driver, come on.
Oh,
Blood
absolutely.
everywhere, yes. This dude's licking it off his fingers and stuff. Come on, man.
And then
It's
no one
expected.
scarred from that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
We're
well, Yash just said in the comments, Joker's violence compared to John Wick 3. I mean, hello, yeah, John Wick is violent as hell.
Yeah.
And he's
we all
shooting
love
up everybody. And it's sort of glorified because he's out there just so good at it that's sort of how it works. John Wick 3 literally has a dog ripping off a dude's balls. It's true. So I guess that can inspire
facts.
people to go do that.
Yeah.
This whole thing is just a crazy. I don't understand what we're turning into. It's it's terrifying in a way because I don't know where this goes. If we can't, it's like the comedy specials, movies, video games. It's all in jeopardy now because we have to be so careful and people out there
Well,
need
let
to
me
protect us because we can't handle ourselves. Go ahead.
Well, let me ask you something, and I feel like this is partly, even you are in this conversation when I bring up you, Dave Chappelle, and Bill Burr. I feel like kind of there's a small little bit of a switch in society a little bit where we're questioning things a little bit now. Like, okay, we were scared to say stuff because of being canceled. We were scared to say stuff to offend people, but I think now people are like slowly fighting against the machine. Do you guys agree or disagree?
Absolutely.
I always find there's like always a turning point. Like you have like something that catches and then it peaks, and then when it gets to that point where people are just fed up enough, that's when it starts shifting, and then you start hearing the voices of the others saying, "You guys are messing up."
I feel like that's starting out right now, like a little bit after you even put your video out exposing things. I feel like
That was a good timing for you too.
That was perfect timing
because
for that.
everybody's starting to chime in with that right before the Chappelle video and Burr's, and then I'm sorry, I got distracted. J-Lo came on.
Oh no.
I'm queuing up the next story.
Understandable, brher. Understandable.
Queuing up the next story of
I saw the trailer to that, and I thought it was like, oh, it's a better version of
Magic Mike?
No, no, I did not watch that. Demi Moore, Striptease.
Oh, I never watched that.
Never
watched Striptease. No,
well,
I'm a grown man.
are we done talking about I mean, do we want to see, before I go on to my, and I'm going to do a bigger review on Hustlers tomorrow, but before we get there, I want to make sure we've talked about Batman Joker. But before I do that, Jake, bing, 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 bing,
Waka
super
waka.
chat, boom, 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 boom. I need to make this a noise. Boom, 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 boom. Jake steps it up. Jake, I love Jake. Jake makes the show real.
Ooh.
Jake Whittlehurst says, Bill Burr was a great recommendation. Thank you. Any opinions on Robert Downey Jr. doing voiceover for Disney Plus series Ironheart? Ooh, good question. I've read about that, and I didn't really do a story because I'm still not really confirmed, but it sounds like they're going to do Ironheart, which is like a younger girl who sort of takes on the mantle of Can you educate me more, Mr. Comics?
Are they referring to
Ironheart, the young...
It didn't dawn on me until
He's
like we started.
Googling.
Like,
I caught him Googling.
no, it's like because of the next thing. Okay, so no, I know Ironheart. Not Ruby.
That's like the Black Iron Woman, right?
Basically, it's yes, she is a black girl, and she actually built her own Iron Man suit.
Dope.
And she becomes Ironheart character. But the cool thing about her character is, and I've actually talked about this, it's another way to bring back Robert Downey Jr. without having to bring him back.
Have him be like the AI.
Yeah, because
okay.
he knew that she was developing her own armor, and he sent an AI of his own intelligence to be the mentor to guide her along.
But didn't they sort of already have that mentor in the Tony Stark, Robert, and
Spider-Man?
Tom Holland?
Yeah, they did, but now they don't have Tom Holland anymore, so they could be like, hey, we can just choose this.
I mean, it's kind of a throwaway idea. Like, okay, we still have plans for this idea of being like an AI with Tom Holland, but we can't do it. But let's bring in Ironheart.
I mean, that's what it was done in the comics before the Tom Holland thing.
Yeah.
So it's still a doable, plausible item, and the only thing that they really did for Tom Holland was like, I give you my glasses.
Yeah.
And he was talking to the AI there, but it wasn't Robert Downey. It would have been worse if it was Robert Downey, and then now he's like, I don't have the glasses anymore.
I'll be okay if he doesn't come back, though. Let the man.
Yeah, I mean, if he's going to come back, though, a voice in What If or whatever is
fine.
Oh, it's like a hologram and everything. So,
Yeah,
he's still there.
It's a what if,
It's
I
like,
guess.
it's like the Yoda showing up. It's like, I got you.
Yeah, I mean, so my feeling is I don't know. I'm nervous about everyone's just saying Marvel can do no wrong, and Phase 4 is fine. There's nothing that needs to be saved. I don't know. I mean, they're starting over. I'm going to give them benefit of the doubt because they've done pretty well. Mm-hmm. But Phase 4 doesn't excite me. I've gone on record saying that, and I don't know where it's going. I think it can go somewhere cool, as we talked about. Fantastic Four, X-Men coming into this world, building up to something even bigger. I'm all about it. They have Doctor Doom. They have a lot of players, but Ironheart. I don't know. I don't need that right now. And Robert Downey Jr. Take a break, man. He's there. I don't
take a break.
If there's some clever way in a later movie, which I don't think any of the movies on deck need it, but if there was some later moment where he shows up as a like his AI self to sort of give a message when one needs it. Like, that's what you do. And you do it unannounced as a special thing that you don't ruin. And he just shows up at some point. And I think that's how you bring him back if you're going to do it, because he's not alive, but you can still have the heart of it all there. But Ironheart, I don't know. I'm not that excited. But I want to go to the next topic because someone else sent me this, and I didn't know it was a real. Apparently, it wouldn't let you write the word cuck, which is
he tried. They tried.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to. That's what I was trying to
real
Google.
movie.
I'm like,
okay.
So as in cuckold is what the word is.
Oh, okay.
A cuckold is like where it comes from, and I learned this through like doing the 50 Shades Honest trailer and doing like research on that. But you guys, do you know what a cuckold is?
I do not.
Don?
I have an idea. I dare not say.
What do you think? What's the topic?
Come on, comic book man. Let us know what a cuck is.
Basically, like a guy or a person that's like, I want to say they're just being subjected to watching their spouse.
You got it. You're there. Yeah, it's like a guy who enjoys watching their spouse with another person.
I'll be damned.
So it's literally like it's used as like the beta cuck is what they'll say of like just like you are such a pushover and such a wuss that you would allow some other man to like conquest your own wife.
Right.
Is what it means. That's where that term comes from, and I find it amusing. Because people have called me that, but it's not true.
I'll add it to my insult list.
But for those of you who are like, what does that mean? That's what it is. So we're gonna. I pulled up because I didn't even know this was a movie. So here we go.
I didn't either.
Cuck. There you go. You could say it.
2019.
2019 crime drama. When a frustrated loner gains popularity as an alt-right vlogger, the online echo chamber turns his fear into deadly range. Oh, is this like a biopic, Ian?
I'm not sure.
This is the story of me. I've turned into an alt-right vlogger. This is interesting. So, all right. So I pulled up the trailer, and let's see this together.
We're both fascinated.
Look at us rubbing heads together like coneheads.
I can't afford 3 pairs of headphones.
Bringing the money to
The
the
greatest threat to our nation is this false sense of diversity. That is the greatest fallacy of the past century.
Today was a pretty rough day for me. I lost a lot of money, and I lost a car, and I lost a job. But everywhere I go, there's illegals, and they're running the show.
Our country, it's shifting, not just in terms of politics or morality, but culturally.
You can't be proud to be white and male anymore. It's not politically correct.
We sometimes record it. All you gotta do is follow the script.
Can you do that, honey? Can you follow the script?
I can't be anything I need to be!
The greatest threat to our nation is the fragmentation of our people.
Does he have access to weapons, guns, knives, anything?
45. Pretty, isn't it?
Hell yeah. When the fire comes, you're gonna burn.
I need you.
Are you ready to take the red pill? Or are you just another cuck?
Okay, so it goes. There's like three things in there that made me go like,
take the
I
red
understand
pill,
the
or are
title.
you gonna be a cuck? I mean, look, I'm intrigued because there is a story there. I mean,
Yeah, white people are in danger of losing their country. I get it.
no, but I'm just even just turning the psychological profile of like this guy going crazy.
Yeah.
And as a horror movie is to me legit because they're obviously going to such an extreme degree. And I don't. But what's dangerous is then people assume all right wing bloggers are like this
course,
guy,
yeah.
and they're not. But at the same time, this is interesting. A concept. It is not liked online. He's like 8,000 downvotes.
Wow.
It's pretty. Who else came here just for the comments? Let's look at a few. What? Okay. I will bring my Gillette and soy milk for this movie.
Wow.
The fact that something like this got made is proof we live in a clown world.
It's
My
ridiculous.
wife's son is is excited for this. Is that is that like because he's a cuck? Is that what it is?
That's funny.
I'm white and my wife is white, but my kids are black. I don't know how this works, but my wife's black friend just got me a Nintendo Switch. See, guys, only crazy people have dissident opinions. You wouldn't want to be crazy, would you guys? Would you boys? This is 4chan's greatest prank. I can't believe they financed an entire movie. You're not supposed to name the title of the movie after the target demographic. Ouch.
That's
Boom. Ba-dum, boom.
You know what? She's right, though.
I wonder who finances this kind of movies. Oh, great. Another white man bad propaganda piece. The masses are lectured on morality by Jews who molest children. Okay. That got a lot of votes, too.
Wow.
Jeez.
Those are the cucks.
This is where it gets dark.
Wow.
Oy vey, this one's getting the Oscar for best movie. This is like Black Panther, but for BuzzFeed.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. Wait, this isn't a parody. This is a real movie. Oh my God, this is crazy. I got to be careful reading some of these. I don't want to pull a John Campion and just read something I shouldn't read out loud. Guaranteed 100 critic score on Rotten Tomatoes.
Absolutely.
Wow. Well, there you go. What do you guys think? You guys gonna see Cuck?
Actually,
I've probably seen worse. I'm just saying.
I'm very intrigued. I'm seriously intrigued because I mean, he seems like he's saying the greatest hits of the alt-right, but you know, at the same time, if I was a right-wing Republican, I would honestly be offended by a lot of this. Like it is kind of stereotypical, and I don't feel like they all act like that or talk like that. But I don't know. It's crazy, man, and it does kind of seem like a biopic to an extent as well. There's people like that act and think like that. They think that they're being attacked for what they are.
The Twitter for this movie already got suspended. Interesting. So,
wow.
I mean,
Wow.
yeah, I got to do more homework on this, but I'm kind of fascinated. Maybe I'll do my own separate video analysis on my thoughts on this because it is.
We should
pretty,
watch it.
It is pretty. That is pretty crazy. But what's crazy is I don't mind the idea. Just like I didn't mind The Hunt as an idea for a movie, like especially as a horror movie. Yeah, I mean, I'm intrigued. But if the message is to I don't know.
I can't tell if it's a parody or if
yeah,
it's
well,
real.
that's exactly.
I can't tell.
No, I saw it as like a warning
it's
that
not
this
gonna be
guy's
a
crazy
parody.
and that he's going to kill people, and that's not good. And this is how it
Possibly, yeah.
starts because there are a lot of people who are pushed out and then turn alt-right because there's no one will listen to them, and that to me is the biggest problem we have right now. And I see that with the right side and a lot of my commenters and viewers I've talked to. It's like by lumping them all together and just saying your opinion means nothing, you're wrong, you're an idiot, how dare you vote for Trump, yada yada yada. That just piling on a person like that will eventually turn them nutso, and that's it's happening. So we have to sort of have these conversations or not. Get drunk and have fun with this movie. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But thank you for that that heads up, Tyler. That was I didn't even know that movie existed. All right, next up, I hit to your comments, super chats. Thank you guys. Daystrom Institute of Vexology. Will you do a movie debate show? We have a show. It is called. No, don't.
He was buried
no,
in it.
not that one. This one.
Nerd Wars.
Nerd Wars. We try to do it. I'm going to bring it back in more of a facet. But since the other show that does this took off,
I win every time. Every time I beat.
Yeah, but it's hard to do because it's hard to prep and hard to find and not have the same people. So I'm trying to figure out more ways to get that going, and we will. I may do some Skyped in special fighters. I'm working on it. But Nerd Wars is definitely coming, and we're going to do a fan edition. If you guys gave to the Hugging the Cactus campaign, some people bought placement into that, and I'm going to have. There's a few other slots left that you guys might get an opportunity to audition for. So stay tuned. But yes, thank you for that question. It does exist. All right. Looks like it's in the vein of Human Centipede mixed with Joker and a little Roseanne.
It's got the vibe of
Good
Human
job,
Centipede,
Josh.
for real.
But it does. That's really what it is. But hey. Glad we got to talk about that because that was freaking weird.
Absolutely.
All right. Next up on the docket of things to talk about, and feel free to hit us up with your chats if you want us to see or talk about something else. If you have some sort of Cuck trailer you want us to watch, we're here to please. But first, I want to go to guys. Can you figure out what would it take to bring Anthony and Joe Russo back to Marvel? What do you think?
Do they not want to come back?
What movie did they say would be something that they would come back for?
Is it okay? I mean, I'm just like Robert Downey Jr. I'm fine with them not coming back because they've left their mark on the MCU. Like literally, they have the best track record of any director in the MCU, in my opinion. Like they're 4 for 4 in my opinion. Screw it. All their movies were great.
Yeah, but you wouldn't want to see them come back and be like, I'm still the running champion.
Well, what would they do since they don't have Captain America?
Good thing you asked. Well, we love the level of filmmaker that Marvel afforded us. We love telling stories on that level, but we're also fed by smaller stories and more specific stories. So for us moving forward, it's moving back and forth between the two. I grew up a huge X-Men with John Byrne's X-Men run. Ben Grimm was my favorite character growing up. The Thing and Fantastic Four is now in the Marvel fold. That's a lot. Silver Surfer is an amazing character. Going really big in a cosmic world would be a lot of fun. So there's a lot of things that could attract us. They go on to say, I think after you go on that journey that we went on, because there's a comprehensive narrative, an overarching story from Winter Soldier all the way to the end of Endgame that involves Tony and Cap through Civil War, through Infinity War. I think that scale of ambition and storytelling is a bug that's bit us. I mean, who wouldn't? Yeah. Good luck. Who gets that opportunity? And we are compelled to tell more stories of that scale with that sort of years-long ambition to them. There's no other place they can do that. I mean, maybe Star Wars could step up, but no one else is going to have that sort of place, and Russos will get the first dib. So if would they come back?
I mean, out of that list, which I'm not 100% sold on this, so don't be like, Ian wants this. No, out of that list, though, I would probably trust them with the Fantastic Four just because they were the directors that made me care about Captain America. I really didn't care about Captain America until Winter Soldier. So the point I'm trying to make is the Fantastic Four, I'm not really caring about the on-screen portrayal of them because they don't have the best track record, and maybe they could work that magic and make me care again, But I'm still not even sold with that.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think, Don?
Of the two, X-Men and Fantastic Four, I kind of want to see them do the Fantastic Four. I mean, of all the X-Men, the Marvel movies, Winter Soldier was my favorite.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It soars above a lot of the rest, and the reason why it was one of my favorites is they had multiple characters. They had Captain America, Black Widow, Falcon, and all of them, but they actually brought it down and it felt very close.
It did.
And without making you get bogged out by like, oh, you got so many other characters, you just really focused on one character and these other ones happen to be there and made it compelling. So that's something, if they can do that and focus that on the Fantastic Four, who are supposed to be a central group, and you are supposed to be focused on them because they're like a family.
Right.
And that's what you want. You want that family feel, but also all the drama and the action and the sci-fi, stuff we all love.
And I feel like X-Men should be darker anyway. Like, I feel like the Russos they're professionals at comedy anyway. So, I mean, they know how to make it light, but at the same time keep that tone. I feel like I don't really want funny X-Men movies.
What, you want it to be darker than like Winter Soldier dark?
Winter Soldier's pretty dark. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Winter Soldier's pretty dark, yeah, but I mean, it still had ha. I do want my X-Men movies a little bit darker than Winter Soldier.
Yeah, but the characters in the fold that they were working with had the ha. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they'll make Johnny Storm ha.
Yeah. No.
I mean, there'll be moments of ha.
That's where I think
Ben
they
Grimm
should.
is supposed to be a little bit more of a ha too.
Yeah, well, that's why I said that the Fantastic Four should. They need the comedy, yeah, but the X-Men, I'm not looking forward to laughing at them. I don't.
Well, everyone in the comments is saying they want to see Brad Bird. Well, Josh is saying Brad Bird for which I always thought that too, but he already did it. It was called The Incredibles, and it was the best Fantastic Four movie that was made. So, Brad Bird, Incredibles 2 was not as good. It was kind of a bummer, and now
had good moments.
Brad Bird, between Tomorrowland and that, it's kind of a bummer because he was always sort of that like, oh my God, Brad Bird's going to be the best, and then he finally had to resort to going back to the fold with Incredibles 2, and it was fine, but it was just not as good. And so I don't know. I don't know if he even could fix Fantastic Four at this point. He's already done it, and I wonder if he would. But I think Russo's coming back for some sort of I think they need to do a Fantastic Four movie with someone who knows Fantastic Four and is passionate about it.
Yeah.
And I think that's important. And then I think take your time with X-Men. Maybe introduce Wolverine or somebody at some point.
Some first,
and then eventually the mutants start coming,
Magneto.
and then you can play that out. But I think if the Russos came back in 10 years to do the big cosmic version of Endgame, that's kind of cool. I could see them come back and do it if they were up for it.
They know how to juggle characters.
Tied in with Galactus, and then or the Celestials.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
They're really good at juggling characters. I mean, even Infinity War everybody didn't have the biggest moment, but everybody had a remembering moment. So I love the fact that they give every character a time to shine. But I was thinking why not give some of these TV directors a chance? Even they started off as TV. Why not?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Why not give the Boys director or the Umbrella Academy director a shot at one of these movies? What do y'all think?
I mean, the director for The Boys I was a fan of beforehand because what
did he do before that?
Was he director or producer? Supernatural.
Okay. Yeah.
And I still watch that show to this day. I'm on that show, 15 years now, still running strong. Rest in peace. That show's on us last season.
They need to get to the point.
They will.
Hopefully.
But the other one, the Umbrella Academy, I don't remember the director of that one.
I don't know who the director is, but I think
that was
a
good show, too. And I'm excited for the next seasons that they're going to come out for that.
Me too.
Well, I am excited to see them come, and that's them coming back for one of those projects gets me a little bit excited. But I want to move on to the next topic. If you guys have any, send them over. I'll be paying attention as much as I can to these comments. They're coming through fast. But first up on the next story, actually, let me talk about Hustlers. Let's do that first because I had this here and I forgot.
Oh yes.
This is Cardi B, and we got Constance Wu, J-Lo, and they're teaching her how to strip. I should show everyone at home.
That's okay. It's just for our eyes.
I want to see.
My mouth's all dropped for no reason.
But the film is weird. And I'm going to give a short review here because I want to review it in more depth in my actual review. But I find it funny. They're already Constance Wu is the one who's sort of seemingly being like this diva on Twitter, and she's on Fresh Off the Boat, I believe, right? And she was complaining about it. She was in Crazy Rich Asians. Anyway, now because it's a women movie, they're all of course going to be catty and say that they hate each other. Apparently they're not. They're fighting, but I just find that ironic. But regardless of the drama that's on this movie, they're talking J-Lo Oscar buzz is what they've been saying. Like, oh my God, it's J-Lo's best performance, and Selena, Out of Sight. The film is. Do you guys even know what the film is about?
I mean, it's about strippers, right?
No, I think there's more to it. It's like strippers that like would drug their clients and pretty much rob them.
That's why they got
and they're like, it's like a victimless crime.
It's so weird they got Cardi B because I'm not cool with that. She has admitted she did it.
Exactly, that's why I said that.
That's literally what the movie's about.
I think it's based on a true story too.
Yes, it's a true story, and it starts out like Showgirls, but like good, imagine like a good movie version of Showgirls, and then it really does turn and become more like Goodfellas in a way. But I was torn on the movie. I liked the stripper part better. I thought it was actually entertaining and interesting. But then once they go dark, it becomes really dark. And there's like this weird glorification of like, yeah, those guys deserved it because they're all Wall Street jerks. And it's like, no, you're drugging them and maxing their credit cards, and that's effed up.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's not cool. And
flip granted, that gender role.
You know, they pay some prices and such, but it's a really weird movie. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. But it's the women in the audience love it. I think it was an early screening to him, and they had a bunch of strippers in the crowd. I tried to bring some because I thought that'd be funny. Like, we're strippers reviewing the stripper movie. But if you like, J-Lo looks great. A lot of people keep asking. No, she doesn't get naked. There's not much nudity in the film. Not that should matter. It's directed and written by a woman, and it's done well. But you can tell it's like done respectfully. But at the same time, there some sexually charged moments. Of course, J-Lo does great on the pole. Like, it's like that's an art form. Like, you can just tell like that's hard to do with the amount of muscles and stuff.
I believe it.
But she does great. Everyone looks great, and then beyond that, their acting, their performances are great. And I don't think J-Lo's Oscar. People who are saying she's Oscar worthy, I think they're just like big J-Lo fans. She's fine. If they did it, they have to put her out as a supporting actress, and then she would be like a nominee. She's no way would she win. But it'd have to be a really bad year that they might say, let's just give her a shot. I thought Constance Wu was actually better. Wow. She's the lead of the movie. And anyway, that's the short review. I'm going to do another one just because I like to do these reviews so I can hopefully get accredited someday through Rotten Tomatoes, even though they're a pain in the butt. But there you go. If you have thoughts on, I recently watched Out of Sight a few days ago. J-Lo can act, and 50 is for 50 is stunning. Yes, absolutely. You would never guess that she's already over 50. She's fantastic doing whatever she's doing. We all should be taking notes. Out of Sight, she's great. She can act. She does. This is a movie where I'm not saying she's bad, but Oscar nominated? I don't know. She does a good performance. It's a good role. It's definitely one of her best, hands down. But I don't think it's Oscar nominated. But we'll see. But there's a lot of Oscar nominated stuff happening. A lot of movies. I was really excited for The Goldfinch because I've started reading the book. It's really long. But now Nicole Kidman and Ansel Elgort is doing it. And it got just destroyed at Toronto. I get the Toronto Film Festival. So I was really bummed to hear that. The Goldfinch, if you guys are following the award season movie, that's like a popular book by Donna Tartt. Now the adaptation with Nicole Kidman and all these people apparently sucks, which was a bummer. But then the other one that did really well was, why am I just drawing a blank? It was it was the movie that got the standing ovation forever. That everyone was excited about. That we were all.
Talking about the Tarantino movie?
No.
That one got
should
like
have had this
30
prepped. Renee Zellweger and Judy, the Judy Garland movie. She's going to clearly get the Oscar. She plays Judy Garland, and it's apparently just like, whoa. Knives Out, which is the new Rian Johnson film, was one
good.
That got a lot of good positive reviews. And there's another one. Somebody help me. What's the one that got all the raves in Toronto? Everyone's like, holy moly.
I'm not sure, but
it's amazing.
I did want to say that this is a movie that nobody's talking about called Peanut Butter Falcon. It's a really good movie with Shia LaBeouf where he is...
I saw the trailer for that.
It's so good, man. I think that's one of those the film festival movies, but it's a Shia LaBeouf movie. I don't know if he directed it or had anything to do with it, but he's a guy that's going through some rough times, and then a special needs guy, and him run into each other and become really good friends. The special needs guy is running away from a special needs home, and he wants to be a wrestler. And that's all I'm going to tell you about that, but it's a very good movie.
The trailer tells more. But I mean,
The one
it does look
oh.
interesting.
Sorry, the one I was talking about was Uncut Gems. But Adam Sandler is supposed to be awesome, and
Wow.
Jojo Rabbit is apparently just amazing. Jojo
can't
Rabbit
wait to see
totally
that.
holds up to expectations, which I can't wait. And A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, the new Tom Hanks, Mr. Rogers movie,
Looks
also
exactly like him.
getting a lot of good reviews. It's more about this reporter that was just like hard-cutting reporter who just throws everyone on the bus, whatever, for the sake of journalism, and then doesn't want to do a puff piece about Mr. Rogers, and the editor demands it. And then we realize Mr. Rogers is the only person who would still talk to him, and then helps change his life. And it sounds like it's a really touching, and Tom Hanks just crushes it. So anyway, a lot of good, interesting, exciting stuff coming out of Toronto Film Festival. I got a couple. Bunda says, my favorite J-Lo movie is Anaconda. She's fantastic. That movie is friggin' great. And when I was a kid and watched that movie, when they spit out John Voight and he winks at the camera, it is just amazing. Ice Cube is fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
That movie is just such a fun ride.
movie.
I didn't like any of the sequels, but I did like it. But thank you, Bunda, for sending that over. Super chat. Scott Pohl asked also, making it rain so you can afford the stripper review for the movie. Do it. I will try. See what I can get. But I appreciate that. Do it. There was one more. Did I miss it all? I think we're good. Okay, good. Thank you guys for those. But the Toronto Film Festival, big news. The other thing that was big news today, and I'm trying to see your comments, but it's hard to see. But keep them coming. I'll look. The big news for me, guys, I'm a Disney nerd, and back in the day, I always got home early to watch the Disney afternoon.
DuckTales.
I'm going to date myself. DuckTales, Chippendale, Tailspin,
Darkwing Duck.
So Disney Plus has confirmed that all of the classic ones, including Gargoyles, all of them, they're all going to be available on Disney Plus.
sweet Jesus.
This is really, I think, really fantastic news.
I want to see those four like in a shared universe.
Well,
Well,
guys,
technically, two of them were
that's
shared.
coming as well.
Oh, wait, no.
This
what?
is like unreal. I got so much love when I did this tweet. It was one of my most popular tweets I've ever done.
That's freaking awesome.
But they announced as a Comic-Con, and it's all there. They got Gummy Berry Juice there. They got Darkwing Duck. They got...
What's the pilot's
Kit.
name?
From Tailspin, it's
yeah.
not Baloo. It's Kit grown up, which I
Okay.
love. And so they've just... If you guys aren't watching the DuckTales reboot, it is fantastic. It's
should watch
surprisingly really, really, really good. But Rescue Rangers are here. They're all going to start getting introduced through DuckTales in the next season 2, season 3.
Awesome.
Darkwing Duck already did, and it's fantastic. He's an actor trying to fit. Dude, I'm telling you guys, if you're a fan, Donald Duck is in it. It's really, really well done. And I love that they're like creating the universe. The Disney Afternoon universe has been so much fun, slowly introducing the characters. And then I hope they'll just eventually all do their own shows. But Goofy's there, so
Yeah,
that means
Goofy's
Goof
just
Troop can
random.
come.
Oh, yes.
So they're doing it in a very, you can tell the people who are making DuckTales love DuckTales, and they're really putting the energy and the smarts behind it to make sure it's not just a rip-off nostalgia fest. It's a nostalgia fest, but they're making it its own too. There's a really great
have the three
story with Huey,
Caballeros.
Dewey, Louie's mom that I don't want to spoil if you haven't watched yet, but I'm telling you, it's worth it. So I think when Disney Plus happens, I hope they put some of the old DuckTales and stuff from Disney Channel and just put it all on Plus, so we have a nice spot where we can catch everything. Because I think if it was actually on a better channel than Disney XD, that show would be huge. But nobody has Disney XD and nobody watches DuckTales. So Disney's smart, I think, by they'll premiere DuckTales on Disney XD, and then whatever weeks later it'll be available on Plus, I hope, because then people will get more in tune to DuckTales, because it's just not appreciated enough.
No, like, listen, like, the originals are great. I got to watch the new stuff now. Just looking at this poster, it got me hyped. But all the originals, I remember the scenes, I remember the characters. They never left my mind. And
what's the
I'm
pilot's
I'm
name,
hyped
by
for
the way?
Launchpad.
Launchpad.
Because I remember he was on Darkwing Duck and
yeah,
Darkwing
well, that's
plays
why
both.
they bridged the universe between those two shows with his character.
But they never really crossed them over in any other way.
Yeah, he was just the same guy.
No,
but
they
never...
also brought in Gizmo.
Sure, but I'm saying like Scrooge and the kids never showed
No,
up. There was
the
never
kids
like
never
a
did.
clear crossover. You can't tell if it was sort of multiverse or not. It's hard to tell. But now Launchpad does go with Darkwing Duck, and there's rumors that he may leave to go do a Darkwing Duck spinoff.
Nice.
But anyway, it's worth checking out. It's
This
a really
looks
good voice
awesome.
cast, and it's a lot of fun. So if you were a fan of those old cartoons, give it some love. But I want to talk about Disney Plus is launching soon, and I gotta say I'm on board. I'm signing up. Are you guys signing up?
Oh, absolutely.
I will have to now. It's like I'll catch up on my gargoyles and watch the new stuff.
Hey, Buckshot!
good.
Thanks for saying hello to me and my guests.
Right
this
on.
is Adon, and that's Ian. Hey,
Howdy
guys.
do.
Hi.
Howdy
Just
do.
thought I saw his say hello and her say hello,
Buckshot?
and say goodbye. Say hello back. But yeah, what I love too is I have kids, so I like. It's just nice to have a nice. If Disney really opens up the archive,
Yeah, you could just
there's
walk
so
away
much
and
stuff.
know that.
And a
they're
lot of
gonna
those
be
shows
good.
are good for the kids, and
Yeah.
like they're like a lot of classic cartoons I remember of growing up back in the day. Looking back at them now, I'm like, wow, I'm surprised I'm not more messed up.
Oh yeah, you watch Looney Tunes, man. It's a surprise we're not all serial killers. Like seriously,
It's true.
Beating each other over the head with hammers,
And
running
that was
them
the
over,
light of
like-
him too. That was pretty like
It was pretty light,
It was
yeah.
epically racist on the Looney
Oh,
Tunes.
yeah,
But
definitely.
then you go into like was it Ren and Stimpy, Rocko's Modern Life, and then
Oh, those are really raunchy. Those are like low
those
key
are
raunchy.
so
raunchy.
bad. Real Monsters. Pretty much all
yeah.
the Nickelodeon ones. They
It's
were all
crazy.
pushing the limit super hard.
We're over here complaining about censorship nowadays, but now I'm thinking maybe we should have censored ourselves a little bit back
That's
then.
right.
Just
Back in
a
the
little
day,
bit, not
just a
too
little
much.
bit.
But we
But,
still
like,
survived.
Disney had a good formula, and like
Yeah.
their songs were always catchy.
Absolutely.
And of course, like if you start listening to the original DuckTales theme song, you will be stuck with that in your head for a good 2
It's
months.
stuck in mind since we started about this conversation.
Just mentioning
Yeah.
DuckTales.
DuckTales. Ooh.
You're welcome, internet.
Well, I'm trying. People keep asking what is the. I can't. Do you remember how much it costs?
I thought you said it was like $5.99
trying
or
to
$6.99.
verify.
No, $6.99. It says at Disney $7. At the top
we
there.
go. I don't like this website because they're just being stupid. There you go. $6.99. I guess what it is. That's confirmed. Okay, good.
We'll go with that.
It's launching on November 19th.
Nice.
November 12th in the U.S. and Canada. It'll launch a week later, November 19th in Australia and New Zealand. I'm sold.
And all they got right now is the Mandalorian's going to be the first week, right?
That's all they need.
That's all. Yeah.
No, they got a lot. It's more than that. I did a whole video on it. You can go find it, but there's a lot more to it.
Okay.
And it's just also the archives. Every Pixar, Star Wars movie, Marvel movies,
Some
they're all
pop
going to be
shit.
there.
Yeah. Yep.
As well as Mandalorian's going to start. Lady and the Tramp is going to be there. They're doing a High School Musical show. There's a bunch of stuff that they're going to have beyond that, but I think it'll be interesting to see. And there's so much of a library. I'm very curious to see what Disney movies and stuff they're going to put there. But a lot of people might be annoyed and say, well, this is all just kid stuff. That might be true.
As a father, I'm happy about that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As a dad, I'm okay with that. And there's enough other stuff that I'll want to go back and watch. And this idea of bringing back the old cartoons, I love watching that with my kid. Like everyone makes fun of me for liking Jonas Brothers, but my kids like Jonas Brothers, and their new album's actually pretty good. But it was fun because I could just have Disney on a YouTube TV is actually not a bad way to have cable.
Yeah.
But I could just watch the Jonas Show, which was a Disney Channel show with my daughter, and that she was just watching it and. It's nice to have a place like that, but so to have Disney be able to open up the archives of all those old kid shows that we used to watch or all kids used to watch, it's just a nice place to have it. So I'm excited, but I want to compare that to Apple Plus. So that's what I was trying to get at. So this is what we're doing with Disney Plus, but then Apple Plus. Where was the show list?
What is
Apple
Macintosh
Plus
plan?
is
Everybody's got a streaming service now, or going to get.
Well,
one.
I know they got one show.
Guys want a beer?
Yeah, go ahead. Here we go. This is what I was looking for, this article. So this is what's going to be at launch on Apple Plus, which is charging $4.99, which seems like, oh, that's cheap. Speaking of $4.99, Myra's back. Hey, Myra. Myra
Yay.
Marin, thank you. Sorry I'm so late. It's like reliving my childhood after school cartoons. They don't make cartoons like they used to. It's true. I love these shows. I loved them too. I used to immediately jump home from school between like 3 and 4 and 5, that block. It was just the time. So this nostalgia is no joke. Thank you again, Myra. Myra goes on to say, it was also funny to me that the cast of Star Trek Next Gen voiced a lot of Gargoyles cartoons. It's true.
That's true.
Gargoyles was
yeah.
the one I didn't actually get as much into. I was growing up and it was after me. But thank you. But
I would love to see that live.
What was your
action.
favorite one, guys?
Mine was Gargoyles. That was a show I actually like. My father never watched cartoons with me, but like come home, put on Gargoyles. My dad sat down one day and started watching, and then it became a thing. It's like, so when's the next episode of this show with the guys with the wings? I'm like, you mean Gargoyles? He's like, yeah, it's actually pretty good. And we ended up watching the entire series.
If we're talking about just Saturday morning cartoons, it was just X-Men for me. Like,
Oh, so good.
I know, yeah. I thought we were talking about Disney.
if we
That and the Batman animated series.
Oh,
Yes.
of course, absolutely.
Both of those.
Who owns those? At Warner Brothers? I don't know where those
yeah.
are at.
No,
Can,
Batman
Can
on
Disney
it.
buy the X-Men animated series? That would be sick.
That would be sick.
Well,
I would
X-Men,
definitely watch
they
that.
may have got it. Was
They might have it. They got the Fox
Warner
stuff.
Brothers was absolutely the Batman. They're not going to let that go.
Right.
Yeah, I want to say they could have got the rights for X-Men because
They-
that was absolutely a
They
Fox
possibly-
Kids show.
Yeah.
They should.
That
Somebody should
could go
figure
on
that out.
Disney Plus, y'all. That'd be dope.
But anyway, so Disney's library is just so extensive that I get it. And as a dad, I mean, I'm sold. And
I'm
as
with
a
you, bro.
Disney fan, I am a Disney fan. Even though I'm annoyed they own it all, I'm so sick of all these streaming places because can someone just charge me one fee for all of them so we can stop doing this?
It's called
And
cable.
that brings me to the next topic, which I do want to spend some time on, which is Apple Plus. Oh, Apple, what are you freaking doing? I mean, they have so much money, they don't care. That's what's so amazing about this. But so anyway, they finally announced that it's dropping on November 1st before Disney Plus and will cost $4.99 a month. And anybody who buys like an Apple product, the new iPhones that are coming out, you'll get a free year of Apple Plus. But here's what'll be available at launch: C, which is the new Jason Momoa drama. Have you guys seen the trailer for that?
Nah.
Nope.
Let's do a little peek since I watched the Cuck trailer. I'm sure I'm already gonna get dinged.
Can't be worse.
On revenue. So here it is.
Oh, okay.
So it's
like a medieval.
It's like a
Is like his other show on Netflix?
people can't see.
Well, it's shot beautifully. I'll give it
The
that.
generations have been blind for hundreds of years, and so they have to. No one can walk. They can't see. But now a baby is born who can see.
How do they know?
Something's different about her. These children, they have the ability to see. They have the ability to see.
But produced with Mel Gibbs, it's Jason Momoa. I mean, the budget looks sick,
I do like the Planet of the Apes.
but it looks like a Bird Box meets Apocalypta or something.
That's what I was
Directed by
thinking.
Francis Lawrence, who did Hunger Games, the last two Hunger Games. But I mean, is this enough? This is an original show, thankfully. But is this going to make you buy $4 service to watch Jason Momoa be blind in a big war forest epic?
I'll give it that it is shot beautifully.
It looks cool.
It does look cool, but it's not gonna to add another streaming service for it. Nah.
I mean, I don't want to be mean or insensitive, but it's like, I don't know. How do they get around and fight each other if they're all blind? Doesn't that kind of...
Hey, you'll be
I mean,
surprised some
it's
blind
like-
people could kick some ass.
Have you
No,
not?
but I mean, walking around all the rocks and stuff, it's not like... I mean, are they like Daredevil? Do they get like super sonar?
Probably all their other senses are just like to the max now.
Because like
because of
Snake
that.
Eyes, and I know there are blind fighters. I'm not trying to be
Yeah.
mean, but it's like everybody walking around just knowing exactly, like in the wilderness. That seems dangerous as hell. And it's like when you're riding horses and stuff.
I'm with Don though. How
Yeah.
the heck do they know that the child's not blind?
Yeah, that
Exactly.
too.
That
It's
doesn't
like
make
It's
any
because
sense.
of the senses. They can hear that they can
hear
see.
the sight.
I would say the argument here would be
how
the
do they
same
know
argument.
what they're wearing? Who's doing all the jewelry and then placing the jewelry? Why
Those
would
are
you
some-
wear jewelry if you can't see it?
It
Those are
feels
some sexy
fashionable.
Those are some sexy blind people, man. They know how to dress.
They're like, there's all this decor around their caves for what I mean, I guess if they're like, there was one where they're making like jingles so they know where they're walking. That makes sense. But why?
Could be.
I don't know. Am I being insensitive? Just
I
why
mean,
would you wear all this weird, crazy jewelry and stuff?
For the jingles.
Is it so they hear each other walking around? All right, maybe there's a cool use.
Can't
But
sneak up on
anyway,
each
so
other.
that's C. C guys, that's C. See what I did there? And then there's the morning show, which we've seen that trailer. It's the Steve Carell is like the Matt Lauer type, and Reese Witherspoon and Jennifer Aniston. It's like a Good Morning America Today show from like newsroom, Aaron Sorkin style of them and their ambition. Looks interesting.
I love all three of
I
those
would watch
actors.
that,
Yeah.
but
I
I'm not
would.
going to pay $5 for these two shows.
Now you got to get a little bit more. You got to step your game up a little bit.
And then
You want
there's
that.
Dickinson, which is like a coming age story with I like what's her name,
Emily Dickinson.
Haley Steinfeld,
Oh,
and
Haley
it's like
Steinfeld.
about a young Emily Dickinson. Interesting, but
I
period piece.
do
whatever.
remember the trailer for that. And that was the only trailer I was familiar with Apple Plus. And the only thing that I can think of was thinking of that trailer is Wild Nights. Wait, is that
Well,
the
it's
same
like
one? Or is that a
and
different
It's
one?
supposed to be like a combo, isn't it? Like current
her.
day and it's like
Yeah.
current day and not current day.
Think of like Knight's Tale as a series about Emily Dickinson.
Yeah, and I do actually really like her. She is a really good actress,
awesome.
and she's done a lot of good work.
Edge
and,
of 17 is a great movie.
this is, it is what it is. but again, not making me buy it. And then we got I clicked over. Sorry, let's go back.
At first I thought it was going to be a YouTube show.
And then when we go back, it's that For All Mankind, which is from Ronald D. Moore, who did a Battlestar Galactica about what if, it's like a what if show, if Russia had won the race to the moon.
Okay.
And so it shows that thing. Interesting idea, but still. Helpsters, a new children's show from the makers of Sesame Street, and some monsters. Snoopy in Space, so there's 2 there. And then Ghost Rider, which was a kid show. They smartly are trying to have some kids programming, but it's not enough.
I'm actually enjoying
Snoopy in Space. When I heard that title, I thought it was Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. Snoopy.
I was like, that would be actually a fantastic show.
Snoop Dogg's always in space when he smokes.
This is such a boring logo. But here he is, Snoopy, flying around space.
Well, what would
I do like Peanuts.
I like Peanuts too, but this just seems...
I like the CGI one was really cute.
It's a
really well done.
generational
Now they're going
thing.
back. The Elephant Queen, a documentary about elephants. Oprah Winfrey's back.
Does she have her own network? Come on.
Well, now I know my mom has to watch this.
And then that's it. So that's what you're buying. This stuff at launch on the 1st.
People will get it because of Oprah.
I mean, Oprah will get it because of Oprah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna need a little bit more content for that. Maybe something good, sci-fi-ish.
Just for clarity, were they really redoing the Ghost Rider show?
Yes. Not Ghost Rider, Ghost Rider.
No, Ghost Rider. I remember with a floating orb that would was a ghost and would write clues to the things they were trying to investigate.
About 4 kids who follow a mysterious ghost in a neighborhood bookstore and must team up to release fictional characters from works of literature.
They're releasing fictional characters.
Yes.
The show was like them investigating around the school.
Like a Hardy Boys movie.
It was like I thought it was like a PBS show or something.
Something like that.
Wishbone.
It was not great.
But the other thing that they have the only thing they have that I'm intrigued by is they apparently have a license. They haven't announced what their library is going to be because they need more than just these 6 shows. That's too little. But their license is, I hope, is apparently A24 is going to release their library exclusively through Apple first. And, for Midsummer, the director's cut's apparently going to premiere there. And, A24's got a lot of really cool films and a big library. So that's a cool get. Yeah. But I need to know what else they have there, and then it'll be interesting to see. Now, the real reason Apple is doing this is because, one, they have billions of dollars, and they can afford to do this.
Guys keep paying them.
They see this as sort of an Amazon Prime trick where they can just sort of bundle things and buy it. But the real trick, guys, if you don't know, is the way Apple makes money off Apple TV, which is the device, if you have it, that streams things from your phone and stuff. The way they make the money is through the App Store. The App Store is the bread and butter for everything. Do you guys know how this all works? Like, they get a percentage. If you buy Showtime through Apple TV, you have to pay. Showtime loses a piece of that app fee and the subscription cost, and Apple takes a cut. They're a middleman. And so they are hoping that this service and this platform become people just to go to, and people who have iPhones and they don't want to deal with anything else. They're just there. They then will just buy things in their ecosystem that will allow Apple to just make a bunch more little dollars here and there throughout, which is kind of depressing because it's just like no one really understands. Like, Apple doesn't deserve it. Just because they created this box that is easy to use doesn't mean people shouldn't know to go buy it directly, and that the developers shouldn't just get the money because they're just there. They could be on anything. So it's a frustrating thing that I don't really support it, and it's making me like Apple less and less. Just watching just how not innovative they are.
Android, baby.
And yeah, no, honestly, I've been an Apple. I have a laptop and a phone, iPhone, but that new 3-camera thing looks pretty sick.
Background over here.
But at the same time, I'm losing my Apple fanboy. There's a lot of people just are the cult of Apple because it's easier. Yeah. It is easier. But at the same time, you can do more inexpensive and more stuff on a PC and other devices. And the Galaxies and Androids, they're all just creaming Apple on so much of their stuff. But it'll be interesting to see what Apple buys, because right now this is not enough.
Did you hear that?
This is weird.
Did you hear that Sony is doing a streaming service as well?
Of course.
What?
Yeah. And I'm intrigued a little bit because they're doing a reboot of the Boondocks. This is one of my favorite cartoons.
Wait, do they get the rights for the Boondocks?
They got the rights and the director and the writer, Aaron McGruger, I think his name is. So they're working on the reboot. So that's gonna be on Sony's. So Cartoon Network's not doing that on Adult Swim anymore because they had friction. Wow. I'm looking forward to that.
There's not much I can think of like that else that Sony has. That
that's where I had the disconnect.
Guys, they have Spider-Man.
They do have,
but only as movies.
I was like, that'd be all the Spider-Man. Like, I get to watch like 4 Spider-Man characters.
Yeah.
But that's it. Like, I can't think of any other
If
Sony
they put
movies
the
that stand up.
Sinister Six like on their platform, it wouldn't be that bad of an idea, I guess.
Hey, I guess. But like, can anybody think of a good Sony movie out there? Like, put some in the chat. Like, what was a good Sony movie other than Spider-Man?
What was a good? I mean, I can look them up.
Crickets,
They've made.
Not off the top.
Watch, I gotta take back my words and be like, there was a lot.
I'm gonna challenge you. I mean, Spider-Verse.
In the verse.
That wasn't Spider-Man.
That wasn't Spider-Man.
21 Jump Street.
I
think that was Sony. 21 and 22 Jump Street.
Those are all upcoming projects.
These are all upcoming. Oh wait, I don't want Silver and Black.
Bloodshot, I'm interested in.
The Jump Street movies are the only ones that come to mind.
Sony movies. Here we go. Let's look at their list. Oh wait, sorry. How about the Face Off remake, guys? How stupid is that?
I saw your thing about that, and I actually have to agree. And then one of my friends at work even says, like, that movie is dumb in ways that people don't even think about. Like when he slept with, when they switch bodies or swap faces. They didn't even switch bodies. They just swap faces. And the guy's like, how does the wife not know? They literally slept with each other, and like never noticed any new scars or anything different. And she's like, "Oh, you felt
or
more
dick
energetic."
Size. That's what you're
exactly.
implying.
Oh, that too. Never know.
Skyfall.
All right, here we go. Do you want to see Sony movies and see if you want to eat some crow here?
He's going
Skyfall.
to. Skyfall's a good
Bond.
one.
Didn't watch that one.
All the Bond
So
movies,
Bond
yeah.
counts. Spider-Man and Bond. Let's cut them both away.
Casino Royale.
2012.
Wow,
This is the number top 100 movies of Sony. Is this by money or just some stupid fan did it? Oh no, okay. It's by votes and okay. So it's
2012 is
couple of the Spider-Man.
Da Vinci Code.
That's a good one.
Okay.
No, it's.
I
not
like
good.
the Da Vinci
It's-
Code.
I know a lot of people that fight for Da
Hancock
Vinci.
was a wasted opportunity.
Agreed. It could have been big. Men in Black, the original.
The first two.
I'll give it Men in Black original.
Casino Royale loved.
I did love that one.
Wait a second. Someone put Men in Black 3 at 11. This is a list. I'm only looking at it because it's listing Sony movies.
That was not one of their best
Mermaid.
ones.
Terminator 2.
Sony did Terminator?
I did not know
Did
that.
they? I thought that was Fox.
No, I don't like Angels and Demons, but
Sony is Terminator is Sony? I thought it was Fox. Or I get
Already this list is flawed.
I don't is Terminator Sony? Who's doing Dark Fate? Hotel Transylvania? That's a cute series.
Yeah.
Dude, you're right. It's really bad. Gone with the Wind. That is the #1 movie ever.
of all time,
And if that's Sony, well, there you go. I didn't know that was Sony.
That's like
Hitch.
see,
Hitch
they did
was great.
Godzilla.
Yeah, I like
They did your
Hitch.
favorite Godzilla.
Did they do the Rain Man? We got to go way back. Base Against. All right, these are good.
So basically, if we go back 30
Hannibal.
years, then they
22
start
Jump
putting
Street.
them
Come on.
on.
Where's 21 Jump Street?
It's
Probably lower in the list.
Air Force One was
21's a
classic.
better
I liked
movie.
As Good as It Gets. The
Yeah.
Resident Evil franchise.
Yeah.
Pursuit of
Dude,
Happiness.
Close Encounters.
Hook
Dude,
is a classic.
oh, they have Rocky?
They
There's
got the
Sony's Rocky?
franchise.
Do
I
they
didn't
have
know that.
Creed?
These are all the ones that people forgot that they had.
Rambo. Is that Sony too?
I guess.
Rambo First
I think
Blood
Rambo's
2.
like Lionsgate now. Do they sell Sony?
I think
What's
they
weird
probably
is
sold
Sony
the
and
rights
because I
to a
looked
lot
at
of stuff.
Paramount the other day and I think they sell them off. Look Who's Talking. I just rewatched that. It doesn't
Is
hold
it-
up
does
as
it-
well.
oh, I
It-
didn't-
yeah.
that's
It
that.
deserves a remake though. It's a really cute idea.
Ooh, you're about the Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters, the
Come
original
on,
is
man.
Sony. That
Okay.
counts.
Saw it. I would have loved to see a sequel to, and Asylum as well.
Triple X. I do like the third one a lot.
I didn't watch the
Third one's really silly.
Cloudy with
So-
Chance of Meatballs.
Bad Boys.
Bad Boys.
Bad
Okay.
Boys.
Silence of the Lambs.
Classic.
Grown-ups, guys.
The first one, yeah.
Now we're just literally listing off. Oh,
Fifth
Jumanji.
Element.
Jumanji is a
Jumanji.
huge one for them.
And the sequel's not bad
Yeah.
either.
The original Total Recall
Yeah, that
is
was good.
Cliffhanger. They're remaking with women. I'm not complaining, just pointing it out.
American Hustle.
There we go. So I mean, we could keep going. After Earth and Pixels. Now it's really starting to get RoboCop the remake. Did they do the original? Because RoboCop great.
I see a lot of fluctuation in
Big
their
Daddy.
quality.
Your
Good one.
point is valid.
No, I agree. Like,
Listen, they did Green Hornet. Come on.
I will agree.
I
They,
mean-
they have some good stuff, but I will agree, like, their track record is not the best. But they do have some good stuff.
This is
Yeah.
embarrassing. How are they still around?
still
I mean, they
trolling,
got
too.
hacked
That's
too.
what's sad.
You know what's funny is like the ones that are really good are like solid good, and then all of a sudden they just like fall off.
That's an embarrassingly
crazy, bro.
List. Sorry, I saw a bonus. Said, why do people buy new iPhones? It's the same phone.
I agree.
You are
I agree
absolutely
with
right. They
that.
do never change anymore. But now you have 3 cameras. Now, look, from a filmmaking perspective, I can see the value of that. They have it so there's like 3 cameras, and it freaks people out because it looks like spider eyes. But what's cool is when you do it for my podcast, it'd be awesome because you could just literally set the phone up and then it has a wide telephoto and super wide. You could get 3 angles
So
with just
seeing
one
it all?
camera, so you
That's
see
cool.
it all. And they're going to do broadcasting apps, I'm sure, and stuff that'll let you just stream, set up your camera, and then you can have, here's all the 3 people in all your shots. So from a camera perspective, it's the only thing they stepped up on. But I don't know, man. I don't know. People just buy another $1,000 iPhone every year, and you're just like,
You know who
for
did
what?
that first? Android.
Did they?
Yeah, it was
Three-person
like
phone?
2018. They had like 3 camera phones, and there's actually 4 camera phones, and there was one phone that had like 5 or 6.
I'm not sure.
There was like a ridiculous amount of cameras, but yeah, there's a bunch of Android phones that actually have those tri-lens as well. As I think a couple with a quad, and that's what I find about iPhones. A lot of them is like they wait until the other products do it, and then they do it, and then everybody's like, they did it first. I'm like, no, they didn't. They just maybe refined it.
Yeah, these phones are like Crips and Bloods when it comes to the.
Yeah, I know. I'll be that person that be like, no, I am Android for life, bro.
No, I'm not ever gonna be. I don't care anymore. All right, well, I want to. Let's go here. Did you see it on It Chapter 2?
No, I'm gonna be watching it this weekend, but I know
well,
the story. So
I don't want to spoil it too much, but at the same time, I thought we just open it up since it did. How did it do at the box office?
I'm sure it was the
I
number one
heard
movie.
it did.
Is that Alicia Malone?
Hey, what's up?
Oh, I haven't seen her in forever. Good for her.
Yeah.
Showing up on IMDb.
I don't think she's been doing a lot with that one show you used to be on.
Hey, everyone can do whatever they want, but Alicia was a class act. Always
I liked
appreciate her.
I heard it didn't do as well as the first chapter.
Right, that's what I remember seeing too.
Well, yeah, it's not as good as the first one in my opinion, but it's still. I like it as a good. I like it probably a little bit more than Andy, but I still think chapter 1.
So you did see it?
I did. Yeah, I saw it the same day.
It made compared to the original one. Yeah, it made on its opening 91 million versus 123. And adjusted for inflation, it's even worse. Oh no, that's not opening.
Yeah.
No.
Wait,
okay.
no. The
That's
opening on the yeah.
But anyway, it's not as good in my opinion
it's definitely
at all.
not as good. No.
And I think it's just
drags
proving that
long.
you can't rely on these franchises to just keep making money. You got to start actually investing in new IP and cool stuff to make it work.
We gotta stop this assembly line.
Oh, dude, we just talked about this, and Devin Colson just sent me this information. X-Men, the animated series, and more 90s Marvel animated series will possibly be on Disney Plus.
Yeah! Yeah!
Wow.
Thank you, Devin.
It's like,
yes.
You want to really? Oh, I like. You want to really lose your mind? The X-Men animated series revival is being pitched to Disney Plus with the original creators. Oh,
that'd be so stupid not to do that.
Right? They say.
Oh my God.
Keith David wants to do the Gargoyles reboot. Oh yeah.
Oh, dude,
all
this
my excitement
is just unbelievably so smart.
Me and my son are gonna be
Can
eating
you imagine
cereal.
bringing the X-Men back in an animated series with new episodes? Oh my God, I want to see that!
I want to see that now.
With a slightly improved art style.
Yeah, just slightly improved and bringing some
it's
new
gonna
characters.
be off the chain.
Oh, dude, that would be sick.
I'm gonna be in my underwear eating cereal, watching that.
Those
daily.
storylines were actually like super compelling storylines.
Oh,
like when you looked at it, like
some of the best, right?
But
yeah, original Gargoyles also come into Disney. Dude, Disney Plus isn't messing around.
Yeah, we got.
They're gonna. Well, what'll be interesting to see how it sustains it, because there's a certain point where it's like, all right, now what? You unleashed the library. You gave us the archive. Now what?
Yeah,
and that'll
I
be
agree.
an interesting. Can it last? We'll see.
That used to be like one of the things I noticed as a pattern for them. Like they were very tight on their library. Like any animated movies they did or series, it would be like 10, maybe 20 years before they re-release it, and it would be like on Blu-ray for a limited edition time frame. Now that the fact that they're like, we're opening the floodgates, are they still going to be doing that? Or like, were they like, we're going to do the re-release of this movie after this time, or you could just watch it for $7.
What's up, Matt Jarbo? I'm a fan. I like your stuff. Sorry, I see him in the comments.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey Matt. I saw him too. I said hello. But yes, and leave Matt alone, guys. Jesus Christ.
Well, I was saying, what's up?
No, I'm just, people are always hard on Matt.
Oh,
It just
yeah.
annoys
I
me.
mean,
It's like,
he
God,
speaks his
just-
mind. I respect
just
that.
let
I do like him a
just-
lot.
Jesus Christ, people are just mean.
Leave Matt Jarbo alone.
Where did people stop doing the whole motto, if you got nothing nice to say, just don't say anything at all?
It's a motto we need to bring back. Like, I'm on the internet talking shit. They'll never find me.
It's frustrating. Anyway, so this is awesome that they're bringing all this stuff back. I hope DuckTales is the version where it's like, okay, they brought it back in a smart way with people who liked the material and did it well.
Yeah.
I don't want to just bring everything back. Don't take me wrong way.
Mhm.
But there's enough stuff that you can redo in a new way that's, I think, is actually makes sense.
Especially a shared universe too, man. There's so much potential with that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So, I think I'm not going to read that comment. But that made me laugh. Andy, I get what you're saying about Apple doesn't deserve it just because they created a device, but why do they deserve it any less than Comcast or Netflix? The problem is Netflix isn't charging you to join Showtime. I'm talking about them taking a piece of the apps and like buying HBO through that. Like when we did Screen Junkies Plus on iTunes, and we made sure people subscribed on ScreenJunkies.com, because if they subscribed to the service through the app, we lost money. Apple would take a piece of that every month, which is kind of effed up. So that's what I mean by I'm annoyed by Apple just being a platform to deserve, like, oh, so you sign up for HBO or Screen Junkies Plus or any of these things through Apple, you're paying us a fee for every month because they found you through the Apple device, and I don't necessarily think that's fair. So that's what I meant by that. All right, so as we wrap up, any other thoughts here, guys? Jeremy says Alicia met Martin Scorsese at TIFF. It was cool to see her pureness of meeting him. That's fun. Good for her. Always liked her. She was very nice, professional. Sure. No drama there. And yeah, I'm trying to make sure. All the Simpsons, as Myra was pointing out, will also be on Disney Plus. Hello, that's insane.
Yeah. It's a huge library right
I
there.
watch it now all the time on. It's on Hulu, and you can record them through YouTube TV. So I do it that way. But I love going back with my kids and catching up Simpsons. Although I forgot some of those episodes are not kid appropriate.
Yeah.
But I watched them when I was little, so they go over the head usually.
One show I do want to see a reboot for, and hopefully Disney will not drop the ball on this, would be like a King of the Hill sequel. I mean, a reboot. I love that show.
Did they get King of the Hill?
I mean, it's part of the Fox library, isn't it?
Why? No, I don't think they got all of the Fox library.
They didn't get all of it? Well, I mean, I know Fox owned it, but I don't know if they got that, but like that'd be
I mean,
cool.
they're going to have a lot of that stuff on Hulu.
Dadgummit,
that
Bobby.
they're going to do on the DC. What I'm wondering is, like, they have to have had the Spider-Man cartoons, because they have the Spider-Man cartoons on the Disney and whatnot. So they could still do Spider-Man. And I remember when they did the Spider-Man crossover with the X-Men.
Yeah.
So if they reboot the series, they could still like tie that in, and I still get my Spidey fix.
A lot of
Bunda just paid $2 for me to ask. Has Don seen this yet? Have you seen this yet?
Oh, the quote?
Yeah. Have you watched John Campia?
Yes, I have.
Would you like to watch it one more time?
I watch it like every day.
It's like, this is on loop for my
Sorry,
my alarm.
John.
I wake up every day and watch this. I love
So
this.
he's not actually saying any bad words, but it sure sounds like it. So don't be offended. But here you go. Let's turn this up. Good way to end.
All right. Smelly Negro. I love that name. Which hockey movie chant, I swallow knickers come? No, I...
Oh, my God. One more
Smelly
time.
Negro. I love that name. Which hockey movie chant, I swallow knickers come? No, I...
No, I don't. Oh my God, it's just brilliant.
Oh,
If you
man,
look really,
John
this-
Campia.
whoever did this, God, can someone please just
Comedy genius.
privately message me and say I did that and prove it somehow, and I will just give you the biggest high five, because that's just funny.
That was too funny.
Just proved he's Anchorman. He is just Ron Burgundy. I've been there. I'm not trying to knock, but this is the funniest thing in the world.
Hilarious.
He's like, I love that name, and then he reads just verbatim.
Bing. Oh
Not
yeah.
sure what movie
People
that
are-
is.
I love now the comments here. When you go look this video up, Andy Signore sent me here. What? Yeah, I just hit.
Oh,
just
John
hit
hates
mention
you
this
so
video.
much.
Oh my God, that was compared. So now if he ever tries to, it's going to be here again. But yeah,
So
feel
funny.
free to. It's fine. Best $2 ever spent. Bing. Anyway, it's.
Awesome.
I'm laughing with you. Am I right? No, I'm
I think
laughing.
it's hilarious.
What were we saying though? Bund of 3. You're welcome, dude. Anything to make you laugh. That is always the best $2 spent every week. Making me watch that
for sure.
over and over again.
Yeah, I remember when you sent that to me. I literally played it like 10 times back to back. I was like, oh my god.
Yash says he looks like Steve Carell. That's interesting. Steve Carell could play John Campy in the biopic, maybe.
That would be funny.
Yeah, I could see that.
He gets a lot of super chats. I'm very jealous. So clearly he's doing something right.
One day.
He's getting paid to do this.
I can't lie.
Come on, at some point, guys, I can be at John Campy's level, right?
I think
Exactly,
so.
Right, Ian?
absolutely.
I think so.
Have I deserved it?
Oh, for sure, man. I'm trying to be on Andy Signore's level. So you know.
I'm trying to bring you along.
I'm trying to be on
coming, I'm
Ian's
coming.
level. I'm just like, it's gonna go down
This is so far off.
Escalator.
What was I going to say, though, before I read? Oh, there was something I wanted to end on. Oh, so I do have one fun announcement that I can finally announce. That for those of you who didn't know, I'm still raising funds. You can go, if you go to the uncancelled.com or any of my links, you can still donate. And thank you to the people who were late and started still dropping some coins. Because thank you. Because I'm working on these episodes. It's a lot of fun. And I just secured a new guest.
Oh,
nice.
Ooh, and I'm very excited that I will be talking to Taj Jackson, who is Michael Jackson's nephew.
Okay.
And it's going to be a really good talk. And we confirm we're going to do it in October, but I'm excited to have him in the lineup because I've had a chance to talk to him. And he's just a good dude. And I don't know if you guys even know, but like the Michael Jackson drama is
very one-sided.
Really one-sided.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And not just because I knew Taj that I sort of do it, but I wanted to educate myself from all things. But it's just crazy because, it's not all you think. And a lot of people have just joined on this camp to just destroy Michael Jackson and his legacy. But there's a lot of other weird sides to this story that you guys should just go look around. And Taj is working on his own documentary and things to sort of get the air clear. But it just doesn't sit well with me, a lot of the stuff. That doesn't mean I'm completely like, and I'm going to talk about this with Taj. Like, I have questions and things that I think, well, this seems inappropriate that Michael Jackson did, but do I believe he's a child molester? Yeah. It's a big, harsh charge, and talking through him and just reading up stuff, like, it's not that clear cut. So I'm excited to talk to him about that and hopefully help you guys sort of just see both sides of that story, because it's crazy how you can just cancel not only him, but now his whole family is just completely burned and banned. So sad. It's just not right. And Oprah's kind of messed up. Like, Oprah was such a... Oprah, I don't know if you guys even know this. I'm going on a Michael Jackson tangent because I'm starting to do this more often because, you know what? What do I got to lose? Everyone's afraid to have these topics because you're like, how dare you support him? But guys, you gotta listen to both sides. We can't just destroy people. And what's really frustrating about this is those two people in that documentary... It's a painful documentary to watch. It's intense. Like, they give you details. As Dave Chappelle says, it's 4 hours of feeling like there's baby dicks all over your face. But it's. I don't mean to laugh at it, but it's like.
That's funny though.
It's crazy. That's what it's like, and it's sort of like you're just dirty at the end. But what's frustrating is they never talk to anybody on the other side of the story.
See, this is why I believe that R. Kelly was guilty, because they talked to everybody.
Yes.
They talked to people on his side. They talked to the victims. They talked to the people that worked. Michael Jackson's was literally just the boys and their parents. It didn't have anybody from the staff. It didn't have anybody that was close to him. True. Very, very one-sided. That's why I just couldn't get on it.
There were a lot of people who were loyal and would stand up for him, but they're afraid to now.
Mm-hmm.
And then silence is always dangerous. But what's just frustrating is those two witnesses are just the worst. They're not reliable witnesses at all.
Oh, for sure.
They have perjured themselves on court of law numerous times.
Multiple, yeah.
They were trying to get money from the Jackson estate. This is provable. And there's a lot of inconsistencies in their story. It's just, look, I don't know what happened. At the same time, I'm not going to condemn him and his legacy and make it impossible for his children and his family to be able to move forward too, because two people decided to come out after his death when they had every opportunity to supposedly stand up for victims. Right. But now, he's dead and now I can't be sued and all this stuff. Now I'm going to come after when there's money to be made, when they're out of money. It's just, it reads odd to me. And so, I don't like that if they really did it and they want to be advocates and they're going to come forward and win Emmys with this documentary and everything else, then come out and talk to more people. Like, why are you being so bashful and not talking to all outlets? That's always a warning sign. If somebody's honest, they'll come on shows and they'll defend themselves. If you got nothing to hide anymore, I can speak for myself.
Real talk.
Now that I got nothing to hide, I'm going anywhere that'll let me talk, and I do it live sometimes because I'm not afraid of someone coming at me because I'm gonna fire back. You gotta come at me with evidence now because I'm not gonna be some idiot who just shuts up now. So the point being, there's more to it than I think a lot of people do, and I think it's unfair. And I applaud, and I'm just inspired by seeing Taj just stand up for his uncle because he was around during all that phase and just like, that's not who he is. And so I'm excited to talk about it, not only just to sort of give you guys some of the insight, but just to hear a perspective. Like, and I think a lot of people don't know, like, can you even imagine what it's like for that family? Like, that just is rough. And it's just not okay. When we take someone out now with cancel culture, we don't think about who else it affects.
Long term,
And that affects kids and family members long term, and it's not fair. The man's dead. Rest in peace. We can separate art from an artist. If you still want to like not subscribe to him, fine, but we shouldn't cancel him. And so getting back to the thing about Oprah, and I'm going to try and you talked about it, I want to say it, but now that we're talking about Michael, Oprah was like the biggest supporter of his for a while. And Michael Jackson I remember it. Michael Jackson gave her a huge interview before she was anybody. And of everybody made her famous. Totally put her on the map. And then all this happened. And then I was reading Monique, apparently. And so anyway, my point is, if you go back, you can see she was the first one to interview the kids after Michael's death and the mom. Like, he came back and forth. She's always playing both sides. And then she had a bunch of abuse victims on when Michael was going through his trial before anything was even set. She was trying to taint the witnesses, everything. It's a really back and forth what she did. It was just reads slimy and sneaky, and no one wants to go against Oprah. What do I care? Oprah can't get me. Maybe she can. Is there a sniper on me? But my point is, like, I just don't trust her. And then she was like, she did the after show after that thing, like, out of nowhere, like, why did she have to say anything?
Right.
It's like, look, you don't know for a fact. You're just believing this, but it was all about her, and I don't like it. It doesn't sit well with me. And there's more to. My point is, it's not. I don't even think it's just conspiracy theories. There's a lot to it if you really go root where you're like, something smells fishy. There's something weird about it. And Macaulay Culkin has been a defender of his whole time.
Yeah.
So it's just everything's complicated, and so that story really sits with me wrong, and I refuse to just let people do it. And I see so many people, Judd Apatow, all these people just railing into him on Twitter and everything, like, get out of here. He's done. Oprah wrote an article. It's time to cancel Michael. I don't know. It doesn't sit with me. So anyway,
I'm excited, man.
I'm excited to talk about him. You can follow him. Check out Taj. He's fighting the fight. And because I've started to be vocal about Michael Jackson, I'm starting to get some supporters of his, like, come find me and support me. So yes, I'm here. I'm going to do it because I just can see. I don't like seeing injustices where someone's just deciding to cancel someone without any due process. And another thing I'm going to talk about as we wrap up, I did a video yesterday about Zoe Quinn and Alex Alakwa, and I did want to make one edit, even though I'm sure none of the people who hated me for that video are watching to this point, because only the true fans are sticking around to the end. But it was just frustrating because I don't want... So if you see me out there trying to fight this fight and you support me, please try and help me. I don't want my instance of April being a liar to suddenly give fuel that every man is innocent and every woman is a liar. That is a really dangerous precedent, and that's really scary for me as a person, because while I was defending Zoe, I was defending her because I think it's time to leave her alone because she's been through plenty, and I can't even imagine. For those of you unfamiliar, this guy Alec was a game developer and committed suicide after this other developer, Zoe Quinn, pushed him over the edge. She's absolutely responsible, but many others are responsible too. Alec is responsible. Suicide is not the option. It is a selfish choice. Sorry if that seems harsh, but it is. It's sad because he didn't have any other choice and no one was there to support him. And I blame myself and everyone else for not seeing that sooner to help him find another way. But when you check out, that's your choice, what you're doing there. And you could say, oh no, mentalist, but it's no one slit the, whatever happened, shot the bullet, whatever it is. It's a personal choice. So it's complicated and it's a tragedy, and I feel terrible, and it's sad. It shouldn't happen. But the point is, I can't even imagine what that's like to live with for someone like Zoe to know that he's dead. That is a punishment. And I can speak as someone who's been through canceling and stuff. Two wrongs don't make a right. Anger and hatred do not solve the problem. And for everybody who's sort of jumping down my throat saying, screw you, Andy, you can't defend Zoe. I'm not defending. I'm just saying leave her alone. Alex's own family is saying leave her alone. It's time to move on. She's going through her own hell. Let's let her do it. It's time to move forward. And my point is, I'm always gonna fight for the truth and facts wholeheartedly. But it's like I see people like, what about Antonio Brown? What do you think, Andy? I read the evidence, and it's I don't know. And it's like, I'm not going to say he's innocent because we don't know. I like that she's taking him to court. That's how you do it. You don't go on Twitter. She's taking him to court.
Big difference.
That's a big difference. Let's see how the court plays out, and we'll see what happens. At the same time, relationships sometimes are toxic or go both ways, and it's none of our friggin' business to get so involved. And I don't want my channel to be like, well, Andy, come on, go support this guy who's being accused right now. I'm going to support that we don't jump down the throat and say they're guilty, but I'm also going to like listen to someone who's saying someone did something to me because we have to. We can't suddenly now just assume everyone's lying. As Bill Burr brilliantly said, we have to believe about 88% of women.
Yes, I saw that clip. It's not wrong. It's like, well, that's like anybody. Like you can't believe everybody 100%. Like there's, what's it that popular saying? There's always three sides to the truth. There's his,
yours,
hers, and then the actual truth. So you're always going to have those three sides. And there's always a little bit of mud in the middle.
Yeah, and look, Matt Jarbo, you're getting involved in the chat, so I'm going to call you out. You're calling out Zoe, saying you wrote a book about Gamergate. She lied about 3 times. And A lot of people call you a liar too, Matt. Why are you getting involved? That's my point of like, why are we all getting involved? Like, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. I got to give her the benefit of the doubt. We got to give each other the benefit of the doubt. Now, I understand. I don't. From what I've read, I'm not a fan of what she's done. It seems like, she's difficult in a way and other things, but it's not I don't want to get into that. It's not my business. What she's going through right now, it's enough. It's like anybody who's not a fan of Zoe, trust me, she's in a bad place right now. And my point is, I think we have to back off because we don't want to give her any ideas to go do what Alec did. And that's where it's headed right now because people are so out for blood that we're not thinking clearly, and that's not going to help anybody. That's not. Alec's own family said, leave her alone.
Facts.
Like, that is the fact. So stop fighting and saying, well, she did this, and well, she did this. So what? Maybe, but how is it helpful? How's it helping? It's so mind-blowing to me. Like, we gotta be better than this.
And what's it to you anyway? Seriously.
Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, I'm sad and I'm angry too. But this whole, like, everyone's just on my back saying, you got to read this, you got to read that. I did read it all, and it doesn't diminish the fact that Alec's own family even said he was abusive. Right. And that's telling. And that means there was probably, but I blame both of them. And now we've beyond that issue. It's like there's so many other moments, like
toxic
in this thing, like relationships are none of our business.
That's what I was saying.
And it's like you don't know when you're in a relationship. It's personal. And we can't get there. So it just frustrated me because I wanted to sort of get this out. And so thank you for those who are watching still. Because if you see me out there trying to fight the fight, like that's what I'm trying to stand for is just like, what are we doing? In this case, it's tragic. Like, leave it alone. Like, it's just so scary right now how we as a society are just like, just think now all women are guilty and all men are innocent. That's not... I'm never going to be that person. Sorry. So unsubscribe if you're disappointed. But I'm going to hear both sides out because you have to. And I'm not going to condemn anybody who's accused either. That's important. Now, if the person comes forward and says, I did this, then great. Or facts come forward that show this person's lying, then absolutely. But we got to be more careful. We got to hear the people who are saying I was abused. And then we got to hear the person who they're saying that to and make sure, did this happen? And then if they are contradicting each other, that's when we're in trouble. And we got to take a pause before we cancel either of them. And right now people are canceling Zoe, but like, hello, you're doing the same thing she did to him. What? How is this two wrongs don't make? They don't make it right ever. Eye for an eye can be what you believe in, whatever. I don't subscribe to that. I don't think that's right. And that's where it is. I'm a woman, and I want truth. I want truth more than gossip. Speaking truth to power is the way. Yes,
that's facts.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That is the facts. And that's
what
it is. Now, I understand some people think they're trying to find the truth in this story, and that's fine. If people want to go and report on it and say, "Here's where it is," and you're just sharing the reports, fine. But that doesn't mean that doesn't mean we harass and blame Zoe until there's concrete proof of it. That's all I'm saying. And that story's going to keep going. There's going to be more coming forward, and I'm just not touching it anymore because it got way too toxic in my video. Yeah, did you watch it? Yeah. Do you know that story at all?
I don't know much about the story. I'm learning as you talk, but like I'm kind of coming to the conclusion like it just seems like a toxic relationship. Like, and this is why like I never jumped on that bandwagon against you because like when I did my own personal research, I was like, okay, this seems like a personal issue between him and his wife, and people are just getting involved a little bit too much. This is why I didn't jump on that train. And I feel like this right here, this seems kind of similar. And I mean, not.
Well, and here's the problem. Like
differences.
Psycho. Thank you, Psycho. Let's have a civil conversation. There is concrete proof. No, there is not. You were not in the room through the whole relationship.
Exactly.
You are wrong. You're being ignorant. Yes, there's proof that she's not telling the whole truth. That's valid.
Yeah.
But there's also proof that Alec was abusive. And if you don't look at both sides and read the other accusations against Alec, and you only go against Zoe, you're not being fair to the story. And that's why this is such a toxic and hard thing to do, because people don't hear that. And the reality is, like, that's what this is about. And, you know, he's, as someone said, he's also passed away, and he's not here with us anymore. He can't defend himself. It makes it all worse. But it's the thing's sort of done in a way of, like, if people want to go find facts and do reporting, amen, go do it. But the reality is we don't know what actually happened. And the reality is she's going, I don't know her. I don't know why I'm assuming I know what's in her brain. But I feel pretty confident that she's in a really bad place right now, given all that happened. So
You want to give the benefit of the doubt.
yeah, but beyond that, I just want to be a human being. Like, how much can you kick someone? I've been there. People wanted to kick me. They still want to kick me while I was down.
Yeah.
Zoe is down, guys. She's down.
Move on.
Let her lay there for a little bit. We don't need to keep kicking a corpse. It's like, it's just bad. It's really bad as a society, and it's going to make people more pissed. I don't understand. She doesn't deserve harassment, but she has been manipulating. But my point is, they're harassing her. People are still harassing her. Us having this conversation, talking about her. Let her. She's down. It's over. Like, it's done. By Alec doing what he did, you could say that was his final move against her, and maybe that was manipulation in itself. Like, you got to really look at both sides, and it's a hard conversation. It's tough. I don't want to get involved. I'm trying not to, but I'm just frustrated, and I'm getting involved because I'm just trying to get everyone to back off. It's a really complicated, scary place, and you can't just pick one side. I don't know Alec at all. I don't know what he did. He may be completely innocent, but so could Zoe, and that's what's scary. And then people are like, oh, Andy, how dare you? April could be innocent. And it's like, guys, I dropped concrete proof. I gave you all the exchanges in between every message.
Yeah.
And this wasn't months of a relationship that she was talking about and just being vague, which I do think the accusations are a little vague of Zoe's. April's were specific, and I was able to prove that. And luckily I had that to really just tear it apart, and that is the difference in my situation. A lot of people aren't that lucky. And I know there's Facebook messages with him coming out, but that doesn't guarantee that nothing bad happened, guys. And sure, we can lean one way or the other. If I'm playing my cards, I probably lean more where I think Zoe was equally as guilty as Alec. I hear that. I've seen it. I've done the research. But my point is just be careful, because someone is dead, and it's really terribly sad, and there's a family mourning it, and that family has said, leave her alone. So that's where I'm standing, and I'm over, and I'm not going to talk about it, but I don't care about the evidence right now. Leave her alone. Sure, sorry, let me correct that. Obviously, I care about the evidence. Please bring out the evidence. But in the meanwhile, leave her alone, is what I wanted to try and get at. And I'm not siding with everybody. I'm not giving her a pass. But at the same time, I'm not going to just do this thing, which I see a lot of you doing, and I hope a lot of you will reconsider. We can't just assume, well, the woman's a liar. Oh, they're just all liars. No, that. Now, it's a different way to handle it. It's not all women are liars, but is there any fact? All right, well, can you prove it? Did you go to the police?
Yeah.
Did you go to the court? Those are what we need to start asking. Not, you're wrong, she's an idiot, she's a psycho, she started Gamergate, I've never trusted her. Did you go to the police? That's a fair question to ask her. Why didn't you go to the police? Why did you go on Twitter 10 years later? Those are fair questions. I get it. But at the same time, for what purpose now? To just... Anyway, I've said the piece. I think I've done it. It's complicated.
Well said, Andy.
I don't want to keep talking about it, but since we're here live at the end of the show, I wanted to make sure I at least said that so you can see that's where I'm really trying to fight for.
I felt the passion.
Yeah, definitely there.
All right. Is there something fun I can end on that's not going to be... here we go.
All right, Smelly Negro. I love that name.
A little more.
Which hockey movie chant I swallow knickers come? No idea.
Now see, that's just, we can laugh at that, John. If we can't laugh together in the face of that, we must. All right. There we go.
Great, Andy.
Women aren't liars. People are liars. Amen.
Facts of the matter.
Amen. That's the truth. And we don't know who. And unless you're there in that room, you don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah, and just because she deleted tweets, people saying that doesn't mean she might have to delete tweets just because she thought, well, shit, I don't want this to confuse people. It doesn't mean shit didn't happen. Like, just open your mind a little bit. I get it. You can be mad at her, but leave her alone is all I'm just trying to say. Let's move on. And yesterday, people were just yelling at me, and like, it was Suicide Prevention Day. I was trying to just finally address something everybody kept asking about. And now, because of that reaction, I'm just never going down that cesspool again. And I'm Bunda. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you, Bunda. But I'm not going there. And then someone's like, you should learn about Gamergate. No. I'm not doing
That's another rabbit hole.
Not going there. Sorry. That is some complicated, dark, toxic stuff, and I don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. And I respect if you think it was something else. I respect it. I'm not saying you didn't. I'm not going to go there. I want to talk movies. Have fun with it.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. So wrapping up shows. Sounds like Johnny Depp and Amber Heard all over again. Yes, toxic, but that's what I think. And honestly, that's what I think happened with Chris Hardwick and Chloe Dykstra.
Probably.
I just think that was just a bad relationship, and I don't want to accuse either of them of anything because I don't know what's happening, and it's just. It's none of our business is what the problem with all this stuff. And I'm glad both of them have moved on and Chris can do his stuff and now Chloe's doing her stuff, whatever. I know a lot of people feel certain ways on both of those sides, but that's the proof of just to me, it's like relationships. When you see these Me Too things with relationships, pro Jared, all this stuff, way more complicated.
Yeah.
Way more complicated. You just got to think back like, wait, were they in a relationship? Okay. I got to step back because, divorce, breakups, all that stuff makes that stuff 10 times harder. Matt, if you want to learn about Gamergate, you do have my cell phone number, LOL. No, I'm not going to do it. Maybe I'll do it privately, but we're not doing that publicly. No, I have a few people who were very instrumental in Gamergate, and I ignored them back when I worked at Defy. But they were, I don't want to name names, but I had people on both sides of that thing that were knowing what they were doing and fueling flames and just know how it all worked. And I have reached out to try and just, I am going to inform myself about it, but I just don't want to talk about it publicly on thing. Psycho says public shaming needs to stop. Yes, that goes both ways. It goes with Zoe too. Even if she's wrong, even if she's a liar, we have to be better people. Yes, we should hold her accountable. At the same time, just sign off. You can not support someone and not harass them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You don't need to bring
that absolutely makes sense. So, like, you don't. That's a form of like isolating the person without actually like harassing them and whatnot. Just because you don't like what they do, whether it's like as a great case in point. Remember when Christian Bale blew up on that guy on set?
Oh, I thought you said when Christian Harloff blew up about Galaxy.
You're talking about Terminator,
yes,
right?
I love it. I love that. I love that rant.
And I actually have a DJ mix of that rant. But my cousin, hugest Christian Bale fan, when he heard that rant one time, he goes, "Well, I'm no longer watching any more Christian Bale films." And I don't remember the last time he watched a Christian Bale film since then.
Wow.
Because he totally sold it out. But he never went online, never posted anything like that. He's just like, I'm done watching his products.
Yeah, we don't need to bring out the pitchforks every time we have a disagreement. Like, let it play out for a little bit. And like you just said too, the best way to get somebody is ignore them. Seriously. Somebody ignored me the other day when I tried to text them, and I texted them 50 times back, and I'm like, what am I doing? I fell for their trap. I shouldn't do that.
It's and so they're sitting there
like, gotcha.
Exactly. They got me. They really did. I was like, you know what? That's how you get me. You ignore me. But I just want to say too, Matt Jarborough, holla at me. Let's do a collaboration.
Oh my God, you are such a whore.
I am, big boy. Let's do it.
Just ask me privately. Come on. Don't be so desperate. You sound like Hal Rudnick at the end of every episode. Follow me on Twitter. Blah, blah, blah. I did tell him that on air. I hope I did. I love Hal. I still love Hal, even though all that shit went down. But I always was like, don't be so promotional. It's on screen. I put it on the bottom of the screen so you don't have to be a promotional whore.
I'm still learning. Thank you.
Sometimes I forget, but I try every time to plug you. But yeah, if you want to, I'll hook you up with Matt if you want to. Matt, please reach out to the Controversy. He's a really good guy.
After Geek.
He's black. You need someone like that.
You do, Mr. Mayonnaise. You need a black guy on your show.
No, I'm kidding. Maybe I'm not. Matt might need that. Does Matt have guests though?
Not really. No, I don't think he does that.
Anyway, no. Matt was. To be fair, Matt did reach out and was very supportive back, and I know Matt's been through a lot of trouble. So same thing with him. Leave him alone. My God, there's some people out there just so mean to him, and it makes me mad. I'm just like, why still? Matt made some mistakes. We all make mistakes. We're all human. It's just stupid. There's a couple other things here I just want to talk about as we wrap up because now it got heated. When we get into these real things, you get me off, and I get I get truly honest. Brad Pitt's kind of a dick for drunk beating his wife and adopted son. Did he do that?
What?
I didn't. That's the first time I've heard it. I know. I mean, I know they're not together.
He's got a good publicist. He's kept that out of the news because I didn't know that. People keep asking about Antonio Brown. I don't know. I like that she went to the courts. That's all I'm going to say there. Like, thank God she went to court system and not Twitter. If she did that, then I take it seriously, and we should see what happens.
Yeah.
But I don't know what happened in the room, and I'm not going to say anything. There was something about him watching church videos and then having his way on her. Did you guys hear that?
No.
Accusation. No. He was doing it himself. He was enjoying himself. Is that how you say it?
But to church videos?
They were watching a church. I'm trying not to laugh.
Amen.
It's not funny. So I'm going to cut to you. So I'm smiling. You guys are laughing.
Why you got to put it on me, man?
But so anyway, let me try to tell you what happened.
It was like
they were watching a YouTube video about a church service.
Oh, okay. YouTube.
And he was enjoying himself while this video was playing, and then he finished on her.
Some people enjoy the Holy Spirit in different ways.
But yeah, really weird. I'm not going to kink shame, but it's weird.
Why you keep putting it on me?
Oh man,
that's hilarious.
It's coming over me.
I never do this on Screen Junkies News.
I've not heard this news, but that's hilarious.
This is completely new to me. Wow.
What do you guys want? Should this be the show every episode? We actually hit the hard news.
I mean, yeah.
The After Dark should be all right. Fandom. Let's talk about stuff that's actually crazy because I feel like this show got way more interesting the last back half hour than it did in the first.
I feel
2
like
hours.
that was wow. I need to put myself in the corner for hearing that one. That was.
But anyway, that's what Antonio Brown is being accused of, and he's denying it for the record. But he's clearly people are pausing on working with him, but he's going to be in the court of law, and that's where things should happen. People are saying, well, she didn't go to the police? I don't know. I don't know if she did, but if you're in the court, it's kind of the same thing in my mind because you're going for it. But yeah, that's weird. There was something else I was going to say. Ad Astra, is that how you say it? Brad Pitt's movie. I'm seeing it tomorrow night, so stay tuned for that review. And you want me to trash your lights? That's a Christian Bale reference. Thank you.
Screen Junkies.
There was some other thing I was going to mention.
He masturbated.
Excuse me.
Wow.
You don't need to read it out loud.
I'm sorry.
Jesus.
Okay. This first I'm learning of the story. It's weird.
It caught your attention.
It did. Wow.
I recently did my he's 100% European, so I'll hit you up. Okay. Matt Jarbo recently did his answer saying 100% European, so I'll hit you up. Is that saying he's super white? Is that what that means? Matt, hook up Ian. He needs love. He clearly is very insecure.
Exactly.
Get that swirl going on.
Let's do this.
All right, and then
make a mixed baby.
And I appreciate the conversation. I don't talk about this stuff. I get blasted by my liberal friends with propaganda. You're welcome.
Both sides need to chill out, though. By the way, like I consider myself like more leaning toward left, and I used to call myself liberal. Now I'm in the middle, but. Yeah, both sides need to chill out. Like, seriously, and I'm getting kind of tired of politics. Aren't you guys?
Yes.
I've been tired.
I mean, it's by the day.
I had my mom was like, because my mom, I'm trying to get her on someday because I want to do a video with my mom because she is a Trump supporter.
Wow.
And we had a lot of, I didn't speak to them for a while because of it back in my day. And I just thought how therapeutic, and I'm trying to talk her into it because it would be, I might do it privately and then I'll see if it's, because I don't want to put her in
put her on the spot.
Den, right? Mm-hmm. But I just thought, wow, as I'm finally centering, it'd be really nice to have that conversation with her to like finally hear her out. All right, so why?
Exactly.
Like, why are you doing this? Let's have that
tradition.
conversation. I'm sorry I kept being so mean because I think that would be really cathartic for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. But she was like, you should talk about John Bolton. And I'm like, no.
We'll get my mom
His
on.
Mustache.
My mom's anti-Trump. Get your mom, support Trump, and they were just like
mom wars.
Like exactly, mom wars about politics.
No, it's crazy. My mom was kind of a Republican because she made a decent amount of money and she's ex-military, but she's not about the things that Trump says. But she did like McCain and she did like Bush. Weird for a black woman, right? But
and if we're talking politics, I don't know. You guys ask for it and we'll do it. But I don't like any of the Democratic kind of.
I don't either.
I don't want to go for any.
I don't either. I do like a little bit of Yang. He's funny, but he's got some crazy ideas that just make no sense. But
he just smartly went on the YouTube shows. He went on Rogan and everything, and sort of just that helped him.
Yeah, he seems like a guy I would have a beer with, but other than that, I don't know if I like him like that.
It's like, I'll have a beer with you, but I don't know if I'll let you run my country.
Exactly, yeah.
Will just said something interesting. I said this about Star Wars fandom yesterday. Both sides need to just take a step back, calm down. We have more things in common than we have differences, and people need to remember that. Yes, amen.
Exactly.
Politics are the worst, in my opinion, from the Schultz. Don't worry, Andy. My grandparents are huge Trump supporters, but I still love them. They buy the merchandise and everything. It's actually kind of silly. Yeah, that's where I'm at, but I'm trying not to call them silly anymore because I'm just realizing that's not fair to them.
Exactly.
And I realize a lot of people and kids think they're better and smarter than them. Mm-hmm. And how do you have that conversation with someone you don't politically agree with? So I'm going to try and push for it at some point, or at least do it so I can have it for my own record. But anyway, there we go. Matt Myra says, I like Mayor Pete. I actually did like him. He's stepping up. I liked Marianne Williamson. He was like all with her new age stuff. Just because she had like 1 minute of airtime and she got the most Twitter likes. I was like, good for you. Oh, nice. You know how to do this.
Nice.
All right. If you want to discuss believability of C with someone who is legally blind, let me know. Ooh, Joe. Yeah, hit me up on Twitter. Ooh. Let's talk about it. I didn't mean, and I hope I wasn't being too insensitive about that, but canceled. I'm just curious because, I don't know, it's a bunch of group people walking around the woods. Walk me through it. I'm being ignorant, clearly, but it seems like they would walk slowly. They'd have to be like
dressed
doing this
really
as they're doing it.
I do
because
remember.
I understand losing sight would make your hearing better, but Daredevil had like the supersonic seeing and everything. Yeah. But if you're actually fully blind, how would you just walk around a forest all the time?
Actually, I do remember there was a short documentary or like a news thing where they had a kid who was blind and he was playing basketball.
Wow.
Like
Matt Jarbo worked for Marianne Williams. Dude, Matt Jarbo, why don't you Skype in next week? Come on.
Yeah, Matt Jarbo.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Bring that mayonnaise on.
I'll ask some tough questions.
Let's do it.
We'll have a expose, Matt. You can help me get some super chats. Come on. What do you think, Matt?
Straight up Hellman's.
The invite is now there. Do you want to join me next Wednesday? We'll have the Mundane Matt special.
Oh.
Ooh. No longer mundane. No, I don't know. I don't know. But no, I'll be nice and fair. Obviously, I'm a supporter of yours. I believe in everyone deserves to not be trolled, and you're trolled way too much. But if you want to come on, text me, tweet me, and let's do a special guest next week on our Wednesday show. You guys can step back, and we'll have him on the Skype call because I think that'd be funner. I like just keeping it instead of having 5 people here and some of them over talk or some of them are crazy. Just keep it light. Let you guys talk more. We'll have
no comment about that one.
But we'll do it. But Matt Jarbo says he used to work for Marianne Williamson. I want to ask about that. Who is Matt Jarbo? He's in here trying to get attention so he can get. But I love it because good for him. No, he's a friend of mine. He's a YouTuber. But yeah, everyone.
I'm a fan. $3 theater. Check him out.
Any YouTuber shows up in another. I've done it. I'm not gonna be. But go check out is it $2 or $3?
It's $3 theater. Yeah, I'm a fan.
$3 theater or mundane. Or it's not. It's Matt Jarbo. You can go click on his channel. But he does a lot of similar videos as mine, and he's a good dude. Let's come on next week, Matt, and you can explain your story. And there you go. I gave you plugs because I support you. I'm not trying to troll you. Please don't. I hope you don't think I'm being silly. I also had a little bit of truly. Made me a little. That's why the back half of the show is always more interesting because I loosen up.
Right
all right. This has been long enough, and we need to go to bed.
It's a good show.
It's a good show. But yeah, thank you guys always for joining.
Always.
And you go support Ian this is where I do it for you, at The Controversy on YouTube.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Look it up. I'll make sure it's in the video. Look up The Controversy. Ian Elliott Carter, as always, good buddy of mine. Thank you so much. Love you guys.
I'm glad you always think of me, man. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, no, I always want to make sure I invite you two first. You're always, and then I always invite Damien, but he's working on a short.
I was going to say, I am not Damien.
No, but
y'all look alike.
You three are always my go-tos.
The dreads.
And Adon, people can support Nerd Tots, one word, on YouTube. Go give them one more subscriber. Come on.
Yeah, check them out.
It desperately.
And I'd like to thank today's sponsor, the John Campea Show.
Yes. Which hockey movie chant, I swallow knickers come? No idea.
I will never get old, bro.
That was $2 ever. I will sponsor him all the time as long as that clip stays up. And if that clip gets pulled, I will put my own up. I will do it. And if anybody ever gets me to do it, I will laugh at it just like he should laugh at it.
I will laugh my ass off if you ever did that, bro. Right here in front of your face.
Laughing.
I'd be like, Andy, you just said that shit on live television. You're crazy. I would do that right there, live.
It's on the internet. It'll never go away.
Yeah. Internet's crazy.
Well, I mean, at least they said he loves black people.
Yes, this is true.
Bring me on the show then, John Campea.
I would love to make up with John. I'd love to talk to John and make up with him.
I would love to.
I did not mean to call him out. I don't have a problem with John. It is what it is. I just didn't like him.
I'm a fan.
He lied. He did lie.
Yeah.
and then he tried to like lie again. But I'm letting
Y'all
it go.
should talk about it. Y'all should talk
I'm
about
letting
it.
it go. I'm letting it go.
Y'all should
I
talk
didn't
about
fight
it.
him again. I could have come back even harder, and I didn't. See, guys, restraint.
All right, his co-host gives you a right hook, man.
But anyway, thank you. So there you go. The controversy. He plugged himself. I love it. Bunda, you're
Who
welcome.
did that? Thank
Good
you.
night. Good night to you, sir. Good night to all of you. Thank you so much for staying up late with us. Yes, I try to do this every Wednesday so we can hang out. Please, if you see my videos, there's still a bunch of you watching. Just if you see it, click it. Or check out my Twitter. Click it. Even if you can't watch it, just try and leave it on the background because the algorithm is just kicking my ass right now. And it just would help me a bunch because especially in that early time, if you see it and you're like, I'm busy. All right, fine. I'll go watch Andy's video. Even if you're not actually watching it, just go give it a like, comment, because the algorithm is just brutal, and it's not even getting announced to everybody. So I hate to sort of do it, but now that you guys are watching this long, just a nice reminder since you guys are sticking around, and I'll keep doing this for you as long as you support. I was thinking of doing something else. I want to just release a video that's like 10 minutes, 20 minutes long, and I literally just put like 50 ads in it. And it's literally just me saying, hey, everybody, you can hit the mute button. Just leave it on the background. I'm going to play 50 ads. Just play this whenever you have a minute because it's going to give me a lot of revenue. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy. And have some music play and then just put a bunch of pure ads. And it's literally like the support Popcorn Planet once a month. You guys just go love it. I may try and do it at some point. But I think I wonder if somebody's done that, like the fundraiser video every once a month. Or maybe I do something where I juggle every time. Come back to see what I do next. But literally just put in a million little pre-roll ads on purpose so you know this is to pay for the content. So that way, if you can't super chat me, you can at least watch a video with 100 ads in it.
Right.
And then at least maybe I get like $10 on that video instead of $1.
Sometimes those ads are very entertaining.
Because I don't even know if people understand. It nets out to about 1 million views on YouTube, nets out to about $1,000. It's how it really works. And then there's that, you calculate them all together. It's not as much as you think. The super chats help, so thank you guys a bunch. But yeah, it's rough. I'm not even trying to complain or beg again, but I want to be fully transparent. It's not as much as people think. But when you get like level of like the quartering, where he's got like 300,000 videos 3 times a day, then it starts adding up to a sustainable living. And some of the other channels, Geeks and Gamers, all these people are doing much better. So now when I'm netting out about like 2,000, 3,000 views a video, which you would kill for, Ian.
Oh, absolutely.
But even that doesn't sustain it. But I'm not taking that for granted. So anyway, there we go. All right, what was I saying? Can I steal that idea inside the booth? No, screw you. Don't steal my idea. Let me do it first, at least. Like, can I just do it first? I have to do this tomorrow now because inside the booth is going to steal it from me.
Yeah, you gotta get that out there.
I have a record here. Let me do it first, and then if I inspire you, you can say this is inspired by Popcorn Planet. Go subscribe.
I'll call you out and cancel you on Twitter.
But then after I do it, sure. But I think it's a fun idea. I'm going to try and do that this week.
Real talk.
So when you see that video, everybody, I'll make sure I promote it a lot. Just go watch it. And then you're like, you know what? I got nothing to do. I'm going to put this on loop while I go do my laundry. Because YouTube won't know. I don't think I'm allowed to say that. Anyway, all right, that's it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Love you all. Thanks so much, keeping it real, as Yash says. Thanks to all of you who came in here. And don't turn off your ad blocker when you watch the video. But again, the Controversy, Nerd Tots, we will see you next week. Matt Jarbo is going to be my guest, it sounds like. Woo! Am I allowed to call you Mundane Matt or ask you that privately? I don't know. I feel like we'll ask. But I know Matt's been through a lot, so I'd love to actually talk to him about it. And also just hear his opinion on some movie stuff. So, Matt, let's have you back next week. And we'll be back then. And there we go. See you, everybody. I'm going to end with my cool intro again by my buddy Jude, who made the music.
He was buried in an avalanche of online public shame, but the lawyers couldn't hold him anymore. While the legal system grinds, all the things upon his mind must be spoken of like did he love the ending.